Boom. Ladies and gentlemen, we are live. We are live back at it again on a Tuesday, folks. Welcome to the Wrestling for Life Network as we got NXT tonight. The go-home show for Great American Bash, the go-home show for Evolution. Lots to talk about, lots to get into. A bit of a stacked card tonight, and we're going to be here for all of it. Me and that pretty face got you for the next couple hours. So strap in, strap on, grab your snacks, grab your feel-good, get in that chat, hit all the buttons, and let's go. Ding, ding, ding. We're live and back at it again, folks. Like I said, we are the Wrestling for Life Network. This is another live stream as we bring you NXT tonight. Lots to talk about, as I mentioned. Hope everyone out there is happy, healthy, and safe. You feel good. You're doing good. You're ready to go. Blow up that chat. We want to see triple digits hanging out with us, and it's going to be a fun one as we head towards a crazy weekend here in the channel, here in Wrestling Land. But if you don't know and you need a reminder, I will do it. I am, as every night, KJ White, the Iron Man of YouTube. That is Big Nick.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, the Wrestling for Life Network proudly brings to you its YouTube tag stream champions of the world, the Every Night Delight, KJ White. I am Big Nick, and we got to get something out of the way here first. I feel like tonight's really got to build into Great American Bash here. It's very much got to be a go-home show because I was surprised when I looked today on Wikipedia and everything. There's only 3 matches on this card so far.
Yeah, very interesting. And a lot of talk about, you know, did the WWE hurt themselves? Are they over PLEing us? Pause. You have a 2-night SummerSlam coming up. We just got back from Saudi. Now we got a weekend with 3 shows on it. And there's 3 matches on Great American Bash. Evolution now. Ava put out a post on X saying, you know, NXT is going to have a big presence at Evolution. So we'll see what that means tonight. She's going to come out and talk about the Battle Royal as well. But yeah, I mean, it kind of feels a little rushed. Saturday main event, you know, came together, though it looks pretty good on paper. Is it a bit too much?
So we talked about this last night of the whole discussion of counter booking and all of that.
Yeah.
This now, and especially the matches that they've had so far, the fact that they're struggling to add matches to it feels like this, like you said, was rushed. This was done more of in a counter booking kind of way.
Yeah, but if you're going to counter book, then fucking counter book. Like, get in there, dig in, and make it
2 other shows they got to do too. Like you were talking about, we have more of a presence of more. We're going to talk about Evolution on NXT more tonight than we are Great American Bash.
Probably. Yeah, I could see
that.
No,
they have announced that whole they was going to make announcements. So we know they've literally advertised more for Evolution on the show already than Great American Bash.
Yeah, and again, I know that some people have been mad about like the counter booking thing, and I get it, and the counter programming, I get it. But at the same time, yes, Saturday Night Main Event for sure. But Great American Bash, maybe, I guess, a bit of an attempt. The Evolution thing, I know guys like Meltzer have talked about it, but my God, I mean, it's the day after in another state. Like, relax. We're good. But if you're going to do it, you got to do it well. And I put this out there to the world of, and I think we talked about it last night, that AEW and Tony Khan have a great opportunity here to kill All In and really kind of steal the headlines for the weekend. Go, you know, and build some momentum into the back half of 2025.
There is very much it might just be on Twitter, it might just be on social media, what have you, but there is very much a directional shift almost or anything, or a pivot towards AEW this weekend of, like we said, there might be WWE burnout this weekend. So All In has the opportunity, AEW has the opportunity to steal the weekend and kind of bring back a lot of lapsed fans.
Now, keep in mind, like, this is AEW's big show. It's their WrestleMania. It's in a stadium. Again, I think that there's defenders out there of AEW that need to remember when y'all were bragging about big numbers, now you want to defend the small number with the same kind of energy. But unfortunately, you can't celebrate the big wins and then try and justify things when they clearly are on a decline. Ultimately, I think that this should be huge for AEW. It should make sense. It should be the culmination of storylines. I think it brings a lot of intrigue if you do this right. These 3 shows around it, yeah, it's almost like it's almost just like tossing out, grenades and just seeing where it lands. Like not a real firing at the enemy, Nick, more just kind of making a lot of noise around them.
Fair enough. Of look over here. But it very much should be for All In, and this will be the last thing I'm saying. We should say hi to the people.
Say hi to the people.
That I think should be like the kind of the season finale of this should be all anew come the end of All Out for AEW going forward storylines and all of that. We'll talk about it during the prediction show, but there's things that I think they did is just wrap up and just leave past All In, like in the past of All In, and start a new move in a whole different direction. Now they've got momentum a bit on their side. Run with it.
100%, Nick. I agree. And I mean, we talked before we went live, and then we'll say hello to everybody as we're about 6.5 minutes away from the show. We see the chat filling up. We will do roll call in a moment. But, I sent you that meme today, and we kind of chuckled about it. That's kind of what it feels like. If you want to get on and kind of just enjoy this, like we can, break down and criticize storylines and builds and angles. Fine. We did that. Now the shows are on. Come this weekend, you get to strap in, strap on, and take in the shows. And ultimately, if you go into the show already hating it, you're probably going to hate it. If you go into the show loving it, I hope you enjoy it. We're going to call it down the middle, but ultimately this weekend's going to cause a lot of talking, a lot of points, but let's strap in and have some fun.
Oh, absolutely. We're on here for the long haul. Pause.
Absolutely. We got to say hello to the chat. The chat's making me laugh, so I feel bad. We're putting them on pause. Zach, the first one in the chat tonight. Again, folks, like, share, subscribe. Don't be quiet. Don't be shy. Get in that chat. Hit all the buttons. Be a part of the family. Be a part of the shows, the channel. Even the wrestlers are watching, folks. And Zach, welcome back. Good to see you. Kevin, Damien's with us. Eric, always a pleasure. Let's go. I expect Masha in the building tonight. I do.
Maybe.
Okay.
It won't. I don't want to get my hopes up on that because it's one of those that I love to see it, but I'm not fully expecting it. I'll put it that way.
Yeah, I just think with the pending, and I expect her to be present at Evolution, being that match leads to a match with her. Let's do it.
See, that's where I would expect more of a presence and all of that versus here per se. That might be putting the cart a bit before the horse.
Right, Cherokee George, welcome back. How you doing? We'll beat the calling. All right, we'll get to that. We'll get to those predictions. Saints against all the vanity in the Gauntlet. So yeah, somebody asked about, there you go, befriending All Ego. Yeah, I like this a lot, and we won't talk too much about it, Nick, because we got to go through. But Ego with the Vanity Project works.
Yeah, it's almost like they're kind of almost similes and everything like that of Ego, Vanity kind of plays out there pretty well.
Works. It's a nice fit. To me, I feel like they're doing what the Elite wants to do, but better.
Yeah.
Randy, can we talk about All In? What surprises in store? We will, Randy, bring that back up in a little bit. We will definitely. We got a busy week. We got 4 shows to do a preview of on Thursday. We got 3 shows to cover on Saturday, another pay-per-view on Sunday, or PLE. But we got a lot to talk about. Bad Company. Hola, how you doing? How you doing?
Oh, no, I got to read this one after last night. Hola,
oh,
mi
yes,
amigo.
You do.
Mi amigos, or are you an amigo or an amigo?
Amigo. Welcome, Kevin. Good to see you, Damien. Josh, welcome back. What's up? Scott Rizzo, NXT Day. Let's go. Yes, we are ready. Denisha's always ready. I like it. Cameron, welcome back. Oh, did I do that?
Nope.
Paul, good to see you. NXT. Wesley, good to see you. Who else we got? Kevin, Rodney. Good evening, my wrestling brethren. I am here for the stream, and I am here for a shameless plug. Go help us support Phoenix Champion Wrestling. Thank you, Rodney. Welcome, welcome, welcome. And Phoenix is one of the places on my list of places to go that I haven't been yet. But yeah, give Rodney and the PCW some love.
Right.
What's up, Ken? What's up, Wrestling Proud? MDB, the Knee Pad Patrol is back. How you doing, buddy? Ricky Saints wins the Gauntlet 100%. But we'll talk about that. Paul's with us. Former PCW television champion. I love it. MDB, Jake, good to see this is funny. Former Wrestling for Life predictions champ. Former Wrestling for Life predictions champ. Everyone's got their claims. Everyone's former something. Let's go. Current Wrestling for Life fan. I like that one a lot. George, Mr. E Cool, Sean Reed. Nick, do you see any names?
Well, no, I was just going to laugh at Mr. E Cool's follow-up of that. Of you guys legitimately just had an independent wrestler for Phoenix Championship Wrestling in here, and the chat just drove him out.
No way. He's still here. The chat's all fun and welcoming.
Oh, yeah, well, no. See, Roddy, wow, how harsh chat room. Peace out, everybody. It's jokes. It's jokes.
Rodney, get back here.
Right. Yeah, well, this is, again, proof positive that we're the wrestling channel that even the wrestlers watch. If we've had, Cole Radjic in here, we had Brian Clark when we were watching Maple Leaf Pro and everything. We had the Adam Bomb. We got Foxy Pug with the hype train for Joe Hendry out there on Twitch. Again, folks, we see 70 of us watching on YouTube. Let's see if some of those can move over to Twitch, and we'll be Twitchers over there too as well.
Yeah, we're up to 87 Twitchers, so almost at 100.
Right.
Let's go. It's growing.
Facts. Roman, what up? Tuesday is my 29th birthday. Well, happy birthday, sir.
There you go.
Bradley, what up? Hello, everybody. And I just liked your Austin Powers post. Oh, Anthony out there.
Let's
acknowledging Austin Powers.
It must be. Clay
Earl,
Lewis.
good evening, gentlemen. Sorry.
No, I just go ahead. Good evening, gentlemen.
Right. Jerome, now Tony, Adrian. We got Adrian.
Let's go.
Denisha, Alexis, former 3-time prediction champion.
That's it.
And Earl reminding everybody, hit that like button as I'm 13 seconds away from kicking off, sir.
I am. It looks like a second and a half behind you.
Fair enough. I'm at 5.
7, 6. Yeah. All right, ladies and gentlemen, at the top of the hour, Nick and I are going to sync up. You can do the same at home, and it's going to be a fun one. Like, share, subscribe. Let's get this up to triple digits, and let's have a good one tonight. Welcome all. Remember, it's all fun and games. Keep it respectful. Keep those hands above the waist at all times, especially you, gentlemen. But it's going to be a good one, and we are looking forward to everything as we head towards this weekend.
Right, just real quick, Adrian. I want my high school wrestling tournament in upstate New York 30 years ago. Does that count?
Right.
And then Lady B, former lover of the Spanish language until Nick said Penta's catchphrase. If you were here last night, go and watch for that stream. That'll be your favorite comment when you come back here.
Oh, I almost should send Lady B a fucking t-shirt just for that comment. That's amazing.
I have forever. Holy shit.
Forever. So just a hiccup.
I'm stopping at together. There we go.
Together. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we are all together. It's going to be a fun one, as I always say. But we are kicking Hank and Tank off, or we're kicking it off with Hank and Tank coming into the building looking very Stars and Stripesy.
They're very still much hungover from their 4th of July celebration. I know It might be 4 days late, but they're still walking it off.
Right. Santana and Joe heading in. It's too hot for a sports jacket. I'm sorry, Joe.
Right. Well, Mike Santana has very much become the lifeblood of TNA, I feel.
This looks like an Abercrombie fucking commercial, not management.
I feel attacked because I shopped at the Old Navy today and bought some new jeans and some shirts and everything, and that very much looks like an Old Navy, a Gap, JCPenney's, get your old commercial.
I know I harp on this a lot, but they show these athletes and they show these 3 teenagers who are heading out for a smoke behind the building.
Here comes Ricky. We didn't
by the
even
way,
mention the top chatters.
Yeah, I forgot all about the top chatters. Top chatters last night. Spaz, Big Dog, Christian. Shout out. Get your name in there by blowing up the chat. Ava announces Evolution Battle Royal participants. And we're going to get, I thought this would be later in the show, but I understand why it's here. Gauntlet match. Ricky Starks, he gets through the gauntlet. He gets a title match.
Now, does their title match have to have a stipulation?
I would like it to have a stipulation, and I would imagine it's getting added to Great American Bash, correct? Yes. That better be. Okay.
Should be. I like this, though, from Jose. You take a shot at me, I'll take a shot at you. KJ forgot what teenagers do for a second. It's been so long.
Right. It's been so long. Where are those blasted kids? Darn it.
Say now, teenagers scared the living shit out of me.
Here comes Ego's new friends. The vent, I guess I'm just going to put a blanket vanity project, which I still think is a shot at Tony Khan, which is awesome.
Well, is it at TK or is it at the company as a whole? But it still works for them. You're still going to see gimmicks like that now in this day and age and everything. And the tag team's name is Swipe Right. It's a fucking Tinder reference.
Right. Yeah, I just want to stir the pot, start rumors.
Fair enough. I get that.
But yeah,
teenagers got pulled over by a horse in Canada.
It happens.
Dale, what up? Chris, what up? Oh, Stephanie Vicor walked behind Ava. I did not see.
Ooh. Interesting. As the V's are up.
MDB, as an adult, I hate when a group of teenagers is randomly snickering near me. Makes me
the worst. It's the worst. Honest to God, is you walk into a whole room of strangers, no problem. But if it's a room of like teenagers, you're fucked. They're terrifying. They're assholes.
Fuck them. If you can survive Twitter, you can survive teenagers.
But my problem is, I think back to what a fucking asshole I was when I was like 16. It's not good times.
Fair, but I mean, kid, I'm an adult.
Right. Do what I do, not what I say.
Right.
Do what I say, not what I do. That makes more sense. See, I'm not good at this.
We do what we do, but I like Daryl Thompson's comment. KJ is our John Candy. I love it.
Let's go.
So this is just planes, trains, and automobiles the whole time?
Right.
Does that make me Steve Martin?
It makes you Steve Martin. Ricky getting 62% of the vote right now. 36 going to the Vanity Project.
Now, it is interesting. It's been a while since we've seen a gauntlet match, and it makes sense for this to be a gauntlet match.
Right.
It's a faction V1.
Yeah, 100%. Speaking of teenagers, every single one of these wrestlers looks like one. It's a useful match.
Right. Well, I'm out there with Paul of this. I'm 40. I will fight a teenager. I'm not exactly 40 yet, but I will fight a teenager. Right. You will run them hands.
Right. I think that's my biggest fear nowadays. End up being one of the guys that go viral for like smacking a kid upside the head at a Walmart. Like
you go back to how the ways were.
Right, because their friends don't jump in; they just start filming and let you take an ass whooping.
Generation of snitches.
My friends would have got their ass kicked so bad if they're like, "Oh, we got it on tape, bro." What do you mean you got it on tape?
Right,
great.
One of those. If one swings, we all swing.
Yeah, what are you doing? But the match is rolling on here. Is Ethan and Jonathan Taylor Thomas are in the ring?
Yeah. No, it's not Jake. It's Brad. It's Brad.
It's Brad. That's jokes.
Brandon Lee, what up? Starts, wins tonight, chooses. Loser leaves NXT Atlanta. Street fight at Great American Bash. Then Ethan is plan B at Saturday's main event.
Interesting.
Old strategy, sir. I dig it.
Yeah. Might have lost me a little bit in the end. It feels a bit of a reach, but I never say never. But yeah, I could definitely see a lot of that kind of going down.
Well, we've also got to figure out the name, and it starts to seem like we're dialing in, on what this faction when it comes to Seth is, and we've heard that they're going to add a fourth person. Like I see even Chris calling me the Oracle out there. Now that's Heyman's new moniker. He's not the wise man anymore. He's the Oracle.
Right.
John C. asking who watches Evolve. I try to. I catch bits here and there.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I've asked that question before, especially on a Wednesday. Who's watching? And again, I mean, I have only pretty much heard. Oh, there's one pin. Ricky
Tornado DDT.
There you go. There you go. All right.
As Ethan Page is on commentary, because I was like, who the fuck is just barking randomly? Finish your job. Finish your job.
Right. Their legal guardian. I'm not calling him the Oracle. Sue me.
Well, do you think that they could be like, what do you have as a name for that whole faction? I've seen some people calling them the Seth Riders as a clear, that's a shot across the bow.
Right. It should be the Shield Riders. Really confuse everybody.
Just they hate everyone.
Right. I mean, people have tossed around the Vision. I mean, it's not bad. So hard to name it when everyone's waiting for you to name it and get it right. People are going to hate it no matter what. The Vision might be the way to go.
I mentioned that last night.
Mm-hmm. I saw somebody out there writing about, this faction makes no sense. I don't know why these guys are together. Like, I don't understand what is wrong with fans some days. Like, the veteran guy scooped up two young guys. They explained why they agreed to it. Paul kind of joining in the mix. I don't see the issue. And Monday night, they dominated Monday night. All three of them can go in the ring. I don't get the complaint. I really don't.
Because it's a day that ends in Y, so wrestling fans must complain.
Right.
As well, MDB, get your parental unit here now with Spanish Joey. I am 40 and will film Paul fighting a teen and cheer, says Lady B.
Right.
Daryl following up on his John Candy comment. No, Nick, what KJ said about teenagers reminded me of John Candy and Uncle Buck. So you're everybody's Uncle Buck.
Thank you. Uncle Buck, one of my favorite movies ever. I've always wanted to make pancakes with a snow shovel.
Oh, that's not a Canadian utensil?
No.
I thought you just had that on like the ready. You have that like Americans have a pocket knife. You have a pocket shovel.
Yeah, pocket shovels. Break them out. It's my least favorite thing on the planet.
Kareem, what up?
One
shit. Down, two to go.
Oh, wait.
Jackson Drake.
Not Danny Garcia.
That's what Danny Garcia would be if he was in NXT.
He looked like Danny from the back. Pause.
Well, did you see? Shout out everyone. I see. If we missed you, 100%. We have the super chats. We love you. We appreciate you. We try our best. I see Spaz got a super chat there. But did you see Daniel Garcia on Collision basically admitting to I lose a lot. I lose all the matches. Like cutting the most I'm a fucking loser promo of all time next to Roxy Laveau.
Right. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to our show. We suck. We suck. We've always sucked. We're sorry we suck. Please don't hate me because I suck. Like, what are we doing?
That's the most ass back. I mean, by the way, folks, dude, don't listen to that crazy Canadian over there. The wrestler may suck, but we never do. Daniel Garcia may suck, but we never do.
Right.
Yeah, it's just so weird. It follows up with Will Ospreay letting the AW sucks slip out on TV.
That was the best.
It has to walk it back.
I felt bad because I know where he was going with it. And there's some other, the media calls with Tony are starting to stir up the IWC right now. So there's some fun quotables. But, yeah, I mean, ultimately, it's should have clicked on that, sorry. But, yeah, no, I think it's hilarious.
No, 100%, because this comment's hilarious, too. I see this from Spaz with a $5 super chat. Brothers, I just want to say, I no longer believe in evolution. If it were real, hummingbirds would have learned the words by now. That is such a fucking bad joke. And I love every bit of it.
That is awesome. Thank you, Spaz. Generous and funny. That's awesome.
Right. And I have to second MDB's comment here of Lady B, you're a real gem. Don't ever change. Don't stay golden, pony boy. Stay golden.
Right. Lady B might not be here for a long time, but here for a good time, and always good for a chuckle.
Absolutely. They call me Uncle Bucks. Osprey had a Freudian slip. Tom Ace acknowledging his tribal chiefs.
What's up, Tom?
Oh, so
I
what
love the
90s cinema teenager? He's Eric from Boy Meets World.
he
He's
does look like Eric from Boy Meets World.
yeah, he's his older
Dude.
brother. Because I was like, we already had Brad, the older brother from Tool Time.
Right.
Now, what other,
Right.
teen comedy 90s drama can we pull in here?
Tom, I appreciate the White Devil avatar, by the way.
Fair enough. Holy many moderators, Batman. I couldn't even get the words out.
Place gets busy, Tom.
Yeah, when you're in a high traffic area, you need a lot of surveillance.
And we're lazy.
That too.
Never heard anyone bring that up though. Like, hey,
yeah,
there's a long-term plan to make Braun the breakout stars. I did see this reported, John, and we kind of expect that. Like, I know some people report it like it's inside track, but as we got the second pin.
Right. So now we got Jackson Drake versus Ricky Sands. You got your Evolution men's champion right now taking on your former North American champion, your former AEW TNT champion.
Right. A lot of buzz about the champ. We'll see where it goes. He looks 12, though. He does look 12.
Well, some people got to grow into their bodies. Not everybody's born big like you and I.
Right. Paul Heyman mentioning Roman Reigns. I think Roman, when you hear someone's name, you start to wonder.
Maybe, but I wouldn't do that at Saturday Night Main Event.
No, maybe not.
I would do it rather at a go home show than Saturday Night Main Event. I'll say. Would
you be better off at this point just announcing for a SmackDown, especially now that SmackDown's back to 2 hours? You want it to feel a little bit better. Would it be better off to announce like on a Monday, Roman will be there this Friday? You don't need to surprise
you. You get a ton of viewership. You're drawing a ton of attention and traction with that. I still want to hold out in my fantasy booking mind up to where we get to a point to where it says CM Punk versus Gunther at SummerSlam. CM Punk just won the title. Go to sleep for the third time on Gunther. Seth Rollins is about to come in and cash in. And I said with my last beating breath, I will make sure that CM Punk's not a champion in this company. And then he goes to cash in, spear out of nowhere. There's Roman Reigns, a la when the Tribal Chief first showed up at a SummerSlam, when he speared the boots out of The Fiend and Braun Strowman, and you get all of these nice little universal tie-ins.
Nice. Yeah, nice move.
Oh, Jackson Drake is legit. I know you're saying he's out there, Daniel Garcia. He looks like he's 12. He's one of those teenagers smoking behind the dumpster like you were referring to and everything. But yeah.
Yeah, I mean, again, I know you're poking a little fun. I mean, the kid can go. And I hate gauntlet matches. I like gauntlet matches in this style, like the Kofi gauntlet. When it's like one guy with a point to prove, I like it. When it's just like, last one standing and the 16 comes out and then smashes the exhausted team, there's no point.
When the story dictates it. And imagine right now, Evolve in WWE could be Nick Wayne, Jordan Oliver, Blake Christian, Jackson Drake, Billy Starks. Like, imagine that's a thing that could almost, I feel, should have happened. Yo.
Did Ricky move or did they missell that?
Call him A, call him B.
Oh, Jackson waited in the corner. Ricky misses.
Right. Super kick.
Does this not? Yeah, like, I agree with you. Like, I would love to see like Nick Wayne versus this guy.
But that's what I feel like. That's what a Ring of Honor should be, Tony. Rochambeau.
One of my faves in the biz.
1, 2.
And it's over.
And the whole time he's looking at Ethan Page.
Oh, absolutely. Supposedly TNA's number one priority is a TV deal. Robust enough to get live 52 weeks a year, ditched block taping. Again, Nick, I think this is something that's been talked about for a couple years now, right? Like,
Yeah.
I know it's kind of been circulating, like that's what they have been. Maybe they have reprioritized it because structurally they're a little more secure right now. They need it. That's what's separating them from the minute they get that TV deal anywhere. But if they can land that TV deal, especially if you kind of move in, you're now a part of the conversation. You're now considered.
Absolutely. I think that I know the supposedly aspect in the comment there. I think that should be their number one priority, because that's at this point where you step into the dance room of.
Yeah,
Sorry.
so we're going to get the fourth match added to Great American Bash. And
Right.
listen, we're pretty critical of Tony doing the last minute booking. Great American Bash, we're going to add 2 or 3 matches tonight on the Go Home show. Not my favorite. Now, this one's been building.
Falls Count Anywhere match. That's why I was waiting on.
You need that step.
Well, and
too fast.
After everything with the last match, which was surprising when it wasn't a stipulation match and you had the huge, like, upside down chair spots and all of that.
Right.
Keon, what up? And so we got Zarya and Soruka backstage, which they'll be in that fatal 4-way for the WWE Women's Tag Titles. But
yes, they will. And oh, wait a minute.
That's Christ. I know her name. It'll come. Lady Reed, the lower third.
She all of a sudden kind of stormed onto the scene.
That's what NXT does. That's what most, I feel, wrestling promotions do at this point. Of they'll hot track their newest, women's talent, and then they'll kind of see where they fall amongst it. They'll throw you into the deep end, and wherever you end up is where you end up.
Not a bad shout. And I mean, she's coming strong, but now Kiana's talking to her. Lola, we're still waiting to hear the announcement. We could see all these women in that battle royal. Minus
Lola,
the tag.
I love you. You remind me so much of J-Lo, who's still at 55 years old. Looks the same as Lola out here.
Right.
Well, and quickly shout out to future Miss Carmelo Hayes out there of Kalani and Carmelo agreeing to tie the knot and all of that.
Right. That's three. Saints gets it. What's up, Kareem? Keon, got you. How you doing? Welcome, welcome. Chris, always a pleasure. Keep it clean, Chris. Do your best. Do your best. OG Dale, we haven't said hello to you yet. How you doing? Ronan, Mr. Quakes in the house. Mega just showed up. Better late than never.
Right. But if I can quickly, as I'm in commercial, finish my point on the TNA and them needing a TV deal, they instantly step into the game a bit more and a lot more. And I think them having that relationship with WWE is their way to help secure that deal and everything, because they could piggyback on a CW or anything like that. I like they don't do a Tubi or a Roku deal or anything like NWA, where you're basically on free TV as you were before. If you get like a deal on CW or here, there, or anywhere, them being involved in the game now is a big up for them. That's like their biggest, hill that they've climbed recently.
Yeah. No, I think it's that one thing when we talked about it, and I know, we got Ringsider Anthony, the best TNA coverage going, and even he said like that TV deal keeps them in third position. It doesn't matter how good things are going for them. That is kind of a very definitive line. So I want to see it happen. I mean, we've been covering more TNA. We covered it consistently back in the day. The tape shows got hard to do. We needed to free up some time, but we've been covering more TNA. And if they go live, we'll be here. And then the conversation gets real interesting, because what does TNA do with a bigger platform? Can they put, they've done amazing with the X division, with the knockouts. Can they compete? Maybe they can.
What numbers do they pull if you're going to be one of those fans that wants to gauge on ratings and everything? What does a TNA pull now in the wrestling market?
It'd be curious. Again, I'd still think it's probably smaller than what a Dynamite's pulling, But all you got to do is have the right push, the right moment.
But does that really put shit in parameters if you have the high with WWE? Because respectfully, it's not deniable at this point they're going to have the highest rating. Then you see where in AEW and NXT, what have you, falls. If you have a baseline now, a bottom of TNA, and respectfully, that's what TNA would be. Now you know really where, in the grand scheme of things, where everybody's at.
Yeah, and it ultimately will depend on where they land and how the deal works, right? If they're going to be at Friday nights at midnight, we might have a bit of an issue. Like the old
they need to work it and still stay at the Thursdays. I wouldn't, if I'm them, I'm
Thursday's
not taking
great for them.
If I don't stay at a Thursday 8 o'clock, all of that.
Yeah, no, I think the Thursdays at 8 o'clock is perfect. They kind of have the night to themselves for the most part. Ring of Honor is what it is, but they kind of have Thursday nights. If they were on that level, if you're flicking through the channels and you're looking for some wrestling, or not even looking for some wrestling, just looking for something, and you happen to have some wrestling fandom, poof, that's in front of your face. And it's up to them now. Put forward your talent and show what you can do with that show. It gets really interesting, and if they become like right in that mix number wise, it's going to be a very fun time to debate on, between everybody in the IWC about
what. Richard's saying TNA probably pulls 400. That depends potentially on the outcry, the time, the timetable, time slot that they're at, what channel they're on.
And it all depends. We don't know. Like, say they get the TV deal, and WWE says to AJ, hey, do you want to go do a victory lap on TNA? You don't know what they're going to do, or who's going to show up, or how these deals work out. Like I said, we have a TNA deal in Canada now. We get it on Sportsnet.
Right. Well, and having that partnership, having that deal with WWE is probably their best kind of ace in the hole when it comes to getting a deal like this.
Yeah, I think it'd be good. But right now, I got a crowd shot. The Spike TV was great. Yeah,
this crowd is so excited. By the way, everyone is sitting on their fucking
right. I guess every once in a while you take a break. Well, nothing's happening. TNA probably pulls. That's fair enough. But yeah, I think it'd be really cool. This Thursday is Collision. Yes, it is. But we're gonna do 4 preview shows instead.
Yeah, well, could you see to where a time to where we have a Thursday night war between TNA and AEW of Collision versus Impact?
Yeah, and I would recommend, if anyone from TNA ever hears my voice, stop doing the Friday shows, shift them into Thursdays. As I got Blake Monroe, and there's actually something I do have to talk about, Nick, because it kind of blew up today. Blake Monroe related, as Blake is phoning Jordan.
Well, yeah, because they got to be training together, because they're. But see, this is where I say Great American Bash feels thrown together. This is an NXT match that they put on a PLE special show and everything. This isn't a pay-per-view match.
Yeah. I mean, it does hurt. Wait, like this should be a pay-per-view match. Were you holding that it wasn't?
Yes, that's what I'm saying. Of them in a tag team right now.
Yeah, like it's really interesting that we didn't have something more poignant, but we'll see what happens. Substantial would be a good point, or a good way to go. But yeah, they're having a little chit chat. Did you see this thing going around with the dude on the couches and talking about Blake Monroe and how disappointing?
I've seen it, but for those who may have not, because I've seen people that were saying that you need to be able to pass a basic English course or anything, or like just a literacy class or anything to have a wrestling podcast. Now we're so grateful for the oxygen that you can consume, you fucking idiot. But explain.
Right, if you haven't seen it yet, there's a clip going around of podcasters, I guess, as the No Quarter Catch crew comes out together, even though they will be fighting each other.
Yeah.
Oh, there it is. But yeah, so it's a podcast, 4 guys sitting on a couch, 1 guy's wearing a mask, but this dude starts going off about Blake Monroe and how dare she. And the premise is essentially, and somehow he tried to tie it into injury. If I see it, I'll retweet it on our page if I find it. But if you haven't seen it, go find it. It's worth it. Like, again, there should be an IQ test to what you can do.
He-
And at the end of the day, my God, like, how dare she cheat? She took a pay cut to chase her dreams. Yes, motherfucker. What is this argument about? And you don't have an easy job like a teacher or like what? What are you saying?
Yeah, it was so weird. And by the way, I will agree with MDB here, podcasters. It's like wrestling journalists.
Moronic.
But it's one of those. So there's some, like, the big point of it is I've got Tavion Heights fucking dog off the chain here. Bane,
right?
Winning this, he gets his freedom finally.
Right.
But it was very much one of those of like, how dare you take a pay cut to live out your dream because you're now setting a precedent for other people and da da da. Like, just so ass a 8, ass a 9, ass a 10. Like, how dare you not be greedy and go for the bag because you want to live out your fucking dream?
And who gives a like? Do you like? I don't get it. Like, who are you to have any disappointment? I wasn't trying to impress you in the first place. But like, if you want to, and I'm not saying we don't have our moments, but my God, if I ever articulate an argument that bad, shoot me. Like, end my day. Like, I don't want to be that slow ever. I have no idea what the point was or how he tied it into the fact that you can get injured no matter what. Like, if you stayed in AEW, she could have also got injured. So I don't know if that was part of the argument, but it was all around just bad.
Right. But that's why we've developed the community that we have. And hi, welcome everybody. You know, be a friend, tell a friend, all of that. And even between us of, no, I want someone to check me. If I say something as ridiculous as that, someone please check me. Tell me I'm fucking wrong, because that's when you don't have good friends around you. When you're allowed to say stupid shit like that publicly and no one checks you on that shit, you have bad friends. Like we talked about before, of everyone's going to film that shit. No one's going to jump in and help. If you fucking up, the crew's going to tell you fucking up.
Oh, sorry, Nick.
No, you're good.
Timothy got dropped by Tavion. It looked painful as shit. But yeah, you're 100%.
Like the whole, like, I got to fight my way out of freedom, out of this fucking faction, even though I've beaten 3 challenges out here.
Yeah, there's jokes in there, but I don't want to bring them up. MDB's right. And I mean, you and I constantly yelling at each other, holding each other in check. I'm like, motherfucker, what did you just say? Like, no doubt.
Yeah, run that by me one more time. Say that shit again out loud so it sinks in when you're fucking skull and see if it really resonates with you.
You're not getting away with that nonsense. And 3 guys sitting on the couch nodding. Like, so, like, where are your, like, check this man. But the internet checked him pretty hard all day today. He took it bad. My God. But again, if you're going to put out stupid statements, you have every right to be told you're stupid.
Play stupid games, win stupid prizes.
Facts.
As Tavion just knocks out Dempsey. But yeah, again, everybody has some phone. You have your funny moment. You make a joke, everything like that. I mean, I don't think the guy was saying it in jest or anything. Sometimes
he was dead serious.
Accountable on your bullshit opinions.
He was dead serious.
See, that's the thing. I'll say this, and this is going now in cultural and everything, of we allow bullshit to happen too much. So I'm glad when we see bullshit actually get called out for being bullshit. No, because we need to hold people accountable for what the fuck.
Time out.
It runs out. Go ahead.
This guy gets my hero word. Who is Dave Metzler?
Oh,
he called him Dave Metzler twice. You know, Dave Metzler, like Metzler. Who's Metzler?
He's the one who culturally appropriated Auntie Anne's, and now he's making pretzels and everything. It's Dave Metzler's pretzels and all that. Yeah.
Dave Metzler's pretzels. That's amazing. Tavion going for the pin. We get it too.
For those who aren't in Canada or international, we're on commercial.
Yeah.
By the way.
Yeah, you absolutely do. That's why I do like the internet community. You know, Dave takes a lot of heat and he deserves it. You know, our buddy Sappy takes a lot of heat, deserves it. It's crazy times.
But that's the thing, is it's okay to not be right on shit. Of take that all right, cool, I get it, and move on. It's when you like double the fuck down on it, Sap. No, sir, is when it gets embarrassing
or quadruple. But you're right. That's where it gets really confusing. Like, dude, we've had our moments. Wow. Suplex to the outside.
Well, no, was going for the suplex to the outside, and Dempsey said nay, nay, so Tavion still went the way.
Tavion bouncing off the apron. Ren's concerned.
Is the no quarter catch crew breakup becoming more like the end of Chase U?
I don't know why.
The end of Chase U and Ren Sinclair's Thea Hale of just why the fuck is this still going on like this? If you don't want to be friends, don't be friends with you.
Yeah, I don't know why it's so drawn out. And this whole thing, like, I got to fight for my freedom, is a little weird and it's a little interesting.
Very weird.
It's maybe not the best of angles in this.
Yeah, why is Tavion got to fight 4 matches when Miles Bourne only had to fight 1? What the fuck is going on out here?
Against the guy that looks like Prince Charles. It's not good.
Yeah, against the British colonist and everything.
Who is Metzler?
Dave Metzler.
Oh, like, again, right there. When the minute he said that, I was like, this guy's my hero. What are we fucking doing? Metzler, yeah. Oh, I gotta find it. I gotta put it out. But
well, no, we gotta sit there and do you could do a baseball lineup now of the parody names of Dave Metzler, Ron Saw Sapp, all of that. We can just do batting second.
Right. But we're about 30 seconds away from the end of the commercial break. Dempsey in control of Tavion.
Yes, Ariel. Wait, it already started? Yes, it did about over a half hour ago. 8 o'clock Eastern Standard Time. Adjust to your local standard time.
Welcome.
By the way, Savit saying, happy National Video Game Day, everyone. Do you have a favorite? I'll ask this as we're back from commercial, so I guess reverse.
You're going to do it.
Of favorite wrestling video game.
Oh, wrestling video game. Can I go an arcade game?
No.
I mean, oh wow, down goes Dempsey. I think about the old fucking SmackDown versus Raw. I have a fond affection for.
Mm-hmm.
But the arcade, and I know someone in this chat's going to know the answer. But was it Mania Madness? But it was the one where you had to pick a tag team, and then you had to go through, and the Legion of Doom punch the number. It's fucking excellent. That game I would be a rich man right now if that game did not exist.
Fair enough. I don't recall that one. I have the plug and play of the old WrestleMania arcade game to where every match is in the blue cage and all that.
Right.
I mean, peak wrestling gaming for me. I know everyone loves the SmackDown series, the In Your House, Here Comes the Pain, all that. I very much like SmackDown vs. Raw 2009. It's between No Mercy, WrestleMania 2000, and WCW vs. NWO Revenge. Of that run of the Aki games on N64 were the best wrestling games of all time to me. Peak pro wrestling video gaming.
Yeah, no, you're not wrong.
Yo! You just let me talk all the way through this, man, just stomping on his knee, pinned in the fucking steps and everything.
It's taken out Tavion. Tavion's never getting free.
Artist, what up? SmackDown, Here Comes the Pain. SmackDown 2.
Here Comes the Pain was good.
Like I said, I could almost go by console, but still, to me, the N64 wrestling games were the best wrestling games.
Yeah.
They were just enough wrestling and just enough cartoony video game that they worked perfectly.
Oh,
single leg is Tavion's falling.
Dempsey might get the win here. They're getting a lot of time to go already through a commercial break.
Because they don't have a lot on this card. We already burned through the Gauntlet match.
Right. WrestleFest.
I agree with Nick on the N64 games. Fire Pro is low-key the best. I wanted to play Fire Pro, but that's one of those wrestling games where it feels like there's so much to fucking get into.
Right. Ren is on the 8. Ren's got the towel. Ren
don't you do
throws
it.
in the towel.
Yo, you son of a. She threw in
Okay.
the towel on Tavion as Dempsey's got him in the fucking like bow and arrow lock.
Right. Tavion gets ragdolled. Ren throws in the towel. Now, Dempsey did kick the shit out of that knee with the stairs.
Yeah, I don't.
Nice.
Why is Willy Wonka out here got to control this fucking man when Miles Bourne only had to win one time and he's good? Oh, Hank and Tank, just America. Fuck yeah.
They're feeling it. And somebody who's at the back. Oh, it's
Lexus King.
Just wandering around like
he's got headgear on. He's pulling on
doing?
the gate fucking string and everything.
Apparently his new gimmick is
well, no, he just had the match with Miles Bourne, so did Miles Bourne make him go down?
Maybe, as Javon is in the house. All right, so tonight. Oh shit!
Jasper Troy.
Hank and Tank grabbing Jasper, but he don't care. Popping.
I really love how much Jasper Troy has instantly assimilated himself into the NXT kind of upper echelon.
Oh, for sure. They very seamless and came in strong. But Here we go. Mike Santana
and Henry versus, I believe they're now the High Rise TNT.
High Rise, yes, TNT.
But Mike Santana has become the lifeblood, I feel, of TNA. He's out there of, I want to restore the TNA to what it used to be.
Yeah, I like it. I mean, it's created a really interesting scenario between Mike and Joe, and how will that play out? And then you help put that storyline over as it goes back into AEW, at TNA. Too many acronyms, bro.
Born nasty. Pause.
Right.
But folks, let us know who you're taking, whether you're taking Team TNA or Team TNT. I know that might not be confusing or anything like that.
Yeah, I'm going back to TNT.
Not headgear. He was wearing noise canceling headphones. Okay, I wasn't sure if he was wearing like lawn gardener headphones or.
I was just expecting him to ask if we had seen his baseball.
Have you seen my baseball? Have you seen my baseball?
I alluded to it.
You can't tell me. You can't send it on a silver platter and without expecting me to hit your baseball.
But Joe Hendry's here.
This has got to be Team TNA, right?
Yeah, I think so.
Interference.
Because it's TNT, they got to win no matter what. TNT stealing this win doesn't help anything, I don't think.
Does an AJ Francis, does a Casey Navarro, does a Trick Williams get involved here? This is 2/3 of his title challenges there.
Well, it depends. Like, is tonight going to be about, like I said, like you said, Trick coming out, blah, blah, blah? Or is tonight going to be more about Joe and Mike getting along? Or both?
That is a very good question. Could you do both? Could you do both?
Maybe do both.
Because, you need to see how they'll coexist, because I think you're still using this to still set up future down the road TNA storylines when Trick isn't champion, when WWE is not involved in your world title scene. So I might lean actually that way.
For sure. And here comes the High Rise.
So we've got the High Rise, the Crew, the Hurt Syndicate. Like, how everybody's got money and everybody lives in, expensive apartments.
Right. But it's a better feel for TNT. Wesley kind of being the little guy with the two big guys works.
Yeah, but I actually like them more when they felt unique and different of they were just the big bad some bitches and everything. They were a
Right.
little bit more out in the mud, which out in the mud hasn't even been too much of a thing of all right. So that normally how it is of the little guy's the one talking shit and wants to fucking, you know, run his mouth when the big dogs have to back him up.
As we get the ding ding.
Tyson and Tyreek finally got a name, but it sounds like Sid Vicious tagged him in the 90s. Yeah, the Skyscrapers.
Let's no,
that's fine. Chris shouting out Tyreek Hill.
Joe getting the better yet. People chant, we believe.
Well, this is your
Mike rolling through.
TNA main eventers out here.
Spaz $5. The through line from Great American Bash to Evolution to Slammiversary is insane. Saturday main event feels like such a filler, respectfully. Now they are filler, so I'm not that stressed about that. Also FTK all damn day. And you're not wrong. I mean, but to me, like I saw people online of like this pay-per-view. It's not a pay-per-view. It's a special quarterly thing. Again, it's going to be about name value, marquee value, nothing much more.
Right. Well, and no, and I see his point there about like what was filler, what and everything like that. Like I've seen some people that view Saturday main event as more the filler and everything. Smack my pop filter. But I very much think Great American Bash is more the filler of everything. But I do like the aspect of everything's playing a bit into Slammiversary as well. So there is that symbiotic relationship back to TNA.
Right. As we're going to stalemate between Mike and Tyreek.
But as we are in commercial break right now. Well, the U.S. is.
Joe Hendry versus Cody Rhodes or Logan Paul. Which would be better match, if any? Cody, I mean, Cody's always a safe bet because he's going to give you a good match. Logan, as much as I praise Logan, I think Joe being in there with somebody like Cody would be better serving.
You mean the match versus the wrestler or the match versus the YouTuber? I'd take the match versus the wrestler.
Right?
Joe Hendry versus Cody Rhodes is a license to print money.
Yeah. We haven't seen the YouTuber in a while.
Good. Keep it that way.
Right? He shows back up and wants a title shot.
Well, I'm going to pause. So maybe if I show back up, I'll want a title shot. I'll be coming for that prediction.
You can become predictions champion. Let's go. But ladies and gentlemen, the show rolls on. The ref is being distracted at the moment. Drop toe hold and TNT taking over on Joe. Nick will be back testing. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2. Is this on? By the way, will Fury be changing back to HBO Max tomorrow? Oh, Max will fully be. Okay, good stuff. Joe Hendry versus John Cena. Again, I think that's a bit of a pipe dream, but how fun would that be? Logan dealing with a knee injury, apparently. Fair enough. That I believe. And that I kind of remember, so now that you mention it. Friday night on Netflix is UFC Live. So much going on. Only so much time. I like it. Priest feels so boring. Okay. We get it. He's the Undertaker. He's not, though. But he's so dry. It's effing boring. Santana with the baby face underneath. Fire is going to be stuff of pay-per-views for a decade. Mike, I would take Mike over Damien. I like Damien a lot. The idea of like he's not the Undertaker. He's just a guy that happens to wear leather, which the Undertaker didn't always wear leather either. Like I get the comparable. We made the jokes because like the physical look, but I don't think he's trying to be the Undertaker in any way, shape, or form. I like what he had with Drew. I like what he's doing now. I think he's about to get into it with Malachi Black, which I think is good. We'll see. We'll see. But Mike Santana's on fire. Mike Santana's got a bright future. Mike Santana bet on himself, told the world he was going to do this, and he's doing it. Joe being punished. Jimmy hit me with a little bit of that Triple H 1-2. I like that. I missed it earlier. Is that what that connection was? Is this on? The best ever. Priest is not the Undertaker, nor is he trying to be. He just mentored by Taker. Okay, fair. I mean, again, I get that connection. I just don't feel like he's trying to emulate him in any way, shape, or form. Drew came back and is more over prominent than the guy who took him out. But I mean, Drew's a bigger guy. That's kind of how that goes. And I don't quite know what Drew's doing yet. But yeah, they had a few. Drew's the bigger name for sure. I mean, I don't think that's an issue with this at all. I think taking Damien's attention and focusing it over towards Alistair, that works very well for me. NXT Priest was legit badass. Oh, Mike. All right, little confusion here. Well, we get a 2 count. Joe's doing good, hanging in there. And here's Natty and the Dungeon Dolls. If anyone's wondering, if you haven't heard it yet, the Dungeon Dolls. And they're acting and looking like a tag team. Very interesting. I know I'm going to get hate for this, but I think The Undertaker's overrated. Don't hate me, Jose. Yeah, I'm not mad at you, but I've seen The Undertaker live, and when you see that man live and the vibe in the building, the aura, yeah, no way that's underrated. Stayed in one company pretty much his whole career. You don't count really the early days of trying to figure his life out. Dedicated to WWE and made something like being a dead man work for all those years. Even when he switched over to the Badass, yeah, I can't go there with you, bro. I love him too much. I'm sorry. I mean, his post-wrestling career has been a little bit colorful, but that doesn't change what he did for all that time. Mike Santana on fire, by the way. Big cutter. Santana. DuPont eating dirt. And Santana up and over, and that didn't go as well as you'd like. Wow. Santana coming down hard. I like that Taker wants to give back to the business, but I feel like he should have held back and keep the dead man aura. I mean, Chris, he was so dedicated and so committed to it at such a high level. I think the man in retirement, and I get it as a childhood fan that's all grown up. You know, it's like hearing that. You know, I don't want to say it in case the kids are watching, but you know, certain other people aren't quite what we thought they were. But I think he's earned it. He's earned it. Natalia's in the house. The Dungeon Dolls. Sounds like I'm in. I don't care what it is. I'm in. Let's go. Dungeon me up today. Mike Santana going to the top. Wesley distracting. Joe gets thrown into the stairs by Trick. We got Trick. Trick puts the belt down. Santana rolls through, takes out Wes. Jose, I hate you. Yeah, I mean, again, it was just really fucking cool as Mike Santana gets the pin. Joe's been taken out on the outside, but Trick takes out Mike. Big kick. Fair enough, money. Damien's one of those guys that he's not the best talker, right? Like, we know the wrestlers aren't actors. So when he's in those little scenes, it feels like he's trying to rehearse, trying to recite the script. He doesn't have that natural. I think he's been better over this year, but that to me is where he kind of lacks as trying to connect, come out and deliver those powerful promos. When he's fired up and angry, it works really well. When he's trying to do like the raw speech, not so much. But Trick standing tall with high rise. See what I did there? So at the Great American Bash, we are getting a contract signing for the triple threat match that will take place at Slammiversary. As right now, I'm getting a replay of Jasper and Yoshi. Yoshi, your new #1 contender. How do you feel about it, folks? Mark Calloway was in a different. Mark Calloway's different companies. The Undertaker was all WWE facts. There you go. I stand corrected. But yeah, I 100% believe that. I mean, nobody did it like that. And again, the Undertaker had an aura. And if you ever had the opportunity to see it live, I'm sure you can echo my sentiment. It's one of the coolest things I've ever seen live of any kind of entertainment. Hey, as we are getting, that's crazy. We're getting members of Noah shouting out Yosh. Alka Sasaki. Like I knew that. Io Sky. I believe in Unamura. I believe in Unamura. Can't even say it. Kato. The Muda. Let's go. I'm all Team Yosh. Hashtag we want Yosh. I think Yosh might do it. Let's go, Jose. Let's start it. Hashtag Yosh for champ. Ray Muda. Mark started in Texas as the Punisher, and then went to the USWA of Master of Pain to WCW as Mean Mark. Yeah, and some other gimmicks sprinkled in there. Big man. I miss the big old ginger Undertaker. This was the best Undertaker. Mark Calloway, and then young Undertaker, the hyper ginger. Just a gigantic man. Terrifying. But ladies and gentlemen, some of you out there are on commercial breaks, so I will take a moment to remind everybody, like, share, subscribe, be a part of the shows, be a part of the family. We are growing fast. We are grinding towards 10K subscribers, and we appreciate everybody out there. It is a busy week. Join the WFU. Have a little fun with it. We're going to be here Saturday at noon, lunchtime. Grab your snacks, grab your feel good. We know we start at noon. We don't know when we're going to go off the air. We're going to be here for all day long, 9 hours, 10 hours, whatever it takes. We will be here live. I know others don't do it the way we do it, but it's probably because they can't do it the way we do it. But we get Great American Bash, we get All In, and we get Saturday Night Main Event all live on Saturday. Then we're back on Sunday because there ain't no rest for the wicked as we bring you Evolution, all ladies event. Going to be a fun one. I know there's been a lot of talk, a lot of counter reporting. I feel like the contingent that is consistently rooting against WWE really want to paint this as a failure, really want to paint this as, nobody's going to like it. Nobody, like, it's the preempted attack of try and shoot it down. They put themselves in this position. I said it fair, it is half the attendance of the original Evolution. It does feel a little rushed. Great American Bash feels a little rushed. Saturday Main Event feels a little less rushed, but kind of rushed. So they've kind of put themselves in this pickle. The shows have to live up to kind of counter some of the vibe right now. I went on speaking of vibes.
Well, speaking of pickles, and I have a very large pickle. It is not an inadequate. It is not
kosher?
A little pickle. We don't need to have a talk or anything about my kosher dill pickle. Yeah, my kosher dill pickle and everything.
Right.
But I need to confirm, so I need to know when I need to be here. So are we at noon or are we at 1?
We are 1. I lied. We bumped it. Nick said he needed an extra hour sleep.
I need my beauty sleep. I need to, fluff my pickle. Pause.
Your kosher pickle?
Yeah, kosher dill pickle. Snap into I can't even remember the brand anyways. But anyways, yes. How you doing, sir?
Welcome back. Yes, we will be here at 1. I lied. I said noon. Show up at noon. Just start chatting. We'll find you. We'll be here.
We'll probably be talking in the chat before we get.
Yeah, we'll be setting up. But yeah, be here for that. And we're staying all day long. All 3 shows. back on Sunday. I believe we are going at 6:30 on Sunday.
Yes, sir.
Which sounds about right. 6:30. There you go.
I made this
Of
man
course,
question every choice now.
right. Dynamite is coming back tomorrow. An 8-man all-star tag match. We love our all-star matches.
No, I'm fucking sick of them. I'm fucking sick of them. As yes, Big Dog reminded me, Vlasic was what I was thinking of. And I like this though from Psycho Mike. It's all good. I also watch channels that do nothing but tear down WWE. So all is fair in love and war. But it's
absolutely.
Yeah, but no, it's not a fucking teardown or anything like that. It's one of those that's just being honest. Like there's some people that I've even seen on social media and everything that just I've commented on their shit. Do you enjoy anything? Like,
yeah.
What in wrestling do you actually fucking like? As I've got the Dark State here.
Right now,
I don't like in pro wrestling.
Right. We're getting a little package here for Dark State. But I mean, it goes both ways, and that's why we try and offer it both ways. We don't, we do have reporters that definitely do the opposite. However, it wasn't relevant to what I had to say.
Fair. You do you. But yeah, no. I miss Great Muda, by the way. Just saying that. Speaking of relevant things you had to say.
So they got a bunch of people from Noah and EO Sky and some others to wish Yoshi luck. Yoshi's the man.
I love me some Muda. He will always forever. He's almost to me on my Mount Rushmore of pro wrestling. He's what got me into Japanese wrestling. So.
Fair enough. All right. So Dark State talking about, all the damage they did last Thursday on TNA. These guys working double duty right now. Again, kind of causing a lot of
TNA.
No, they won't be there permanently, but this little back and forth run and hyping them up, it seems all right. Yoshi!
I was doing everything I could to not talk about Dark State. But I like this, though, again, from Psycho Mike. Oh, no, you guys are cool as hell. I watch channels where these guys literally get up out their seats screaming at how horrible WWE is.
Yeah. Listen, both companies do bad shit. Both companies do good shit. And I mean, the other companies, nobody's perfect out there. There's some real fucking flubs and fumbles with Triple H. Do I think that as of right now in 2025, that WWE's had a little more momentum and maybe a better year overall as far as entertaining product? Yeah, I'm leaning that way. But I think this weekend's a big weekend for AEW. And I appreciate the comment, Mike, for sure.
Right. Well, no, and I love then Jose I watch the channel because I like it when KJ and Nick go off on tangents of disagreement. But no, see, 100%. Tune in for the wrestling, save for the personalities, folks.
Right. But here comes Oba. See, Jose hasn't done that thing yet where you got to find out the triggers to get us to yell at each other.
Oh, I don't think that's hard. I think you've probably nailed most of them fucking down at this point. I'm still trying to figure out yours fully.
Right, wrestling stairs.
Exactly. Wendy Chu.
Wendy Chu and
Blair Davenport.
Blair Davenport. My favorite two fights on this channel ever.
But the thing is, the best thing about the Blair Davenport one is it all happened off screen. And nothing actually happened on screen. And what happened
shut down on screen
happened on screen. It probably would have been some of our best fucking content ever.
But we got Oba and his challenger, my buddy Yoshi, in the ring. I'll be right back.
Where's Mario?
Yoshi!
There's KJ's going on to the Mushroom Kingdom. As I will bring up, and he can't defend it here, if Japanese wrestling is the best wrestling on the planet. Yes, it is much better than that Lucha Libre. And that's specifically at KJ because I know he's a Lucha Libre fan. But it is very much the strong style. That's more of what I'm a fan of wrestling. Looks like wrestling, if that makes any better sense. But I mean, AEW did it recently with Kota Ibushi and Okada, and I'm really hoping with Okada and Omega really deliver, because if they lay a turd with that match, or if it's just very much clearly Kenny, that's gonna lay a big old stank egg in the middle of all in. As I got Yoshi and Oba confronting each other, and Oba out here looking like he's auditioning to get a Street Fighter role like Roman and Cody in that movie. NXT needs more male stars in the title picture. They need to develop more prominent male stars. I'll put it that way. They really have about 4, and most of them are already either champion to the point to where you think that they're going to be out of NXT or just lost the championship to challenge for it. Ricky Saints, excuse me. Dark State is a trigger word for Nick. Yes, absolutely. Dark State. When to chew how heavy the stairs are. I have a few of them, and they're publicly known. And apparently, I'm keep integrating more of. Apparently, I can't say Cierro Miedo. Japan, right now. No, I don't. I mean, still, Evil versus David Finlay in dog collar match was great. Dominion was great. I don't know about the full choices of putting the title back on Zack Sabre Jr. versus Hiroki Goto or anything like that. Of that might be more. I still say it's setting up for Ospreay versus Zack Sabre Jr. at Forbidden Door. Of they'll do it in the UK, title v title. That's probably where we're going to end up with that, because that will be a fantastic match. Storyline wise, make it make sense, please, AEW. You have access to the footage, make it make sense. But yeah, I think that's where they're going. Omega doesn't have much time left. He about done, retirement loading. I think, honestly, Okada might be close to that, as Briggs is doing more of the... Is Briggs translating for Yoshi? Yeah, well, okay, so Briggs is the one getting involved here, as Oba's reminding him, Josh, this isn't your fight. So is this just setting up more? Yeah, is Briggs and Oba now throwing hands? So this is feeling a little bit more like Yoshi's Oshi side piece. Jordan Grace should be a great NXT Women's Championship. Well, we'll see if she actually holds it longer than 2 seconds if Masha gets involved. Spaz with a $10 super chat during mine and Jake's all-in preview. So unbiased, so unfair. Greatest all-in review of all time. Fully endorsed. I mentioned you guys like 6 times. If I would not be watching much show anymore without you guys, point blank period. Fair enough. That's why we're so great for wrestling. I hate that I'm using this voice because I hate the man. As now we're getting part 2 of Blake Monroe and Jordan Grace now. Like, we've got a mini TV series happening here of I'm a Bobby girl in a Bobby world. But no, that's the thing is, I'm a pro wrestling fan. I don't have a company loyalty. I'm not a NASCAR driver. I don't have fucking branding on me, anything. I want to watch good pro wrestling. And I honestly think right now, All In is the show I'm most excited for. I know there's gonna be chaos. There is gonna be some in there that's making me scratching my head. But at the same time, it's the show I'm most excited for of the whole weekend. Of all 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 shows, it's the one I'm most excited for. Vitamins plus chat equals a good time. Absolutely. Why do you think we do this? Like we said in the mental health stream and everything. This is our just therapy sessions. Saturday night main event. So Roman. So we're getting massages going on with Blake Monroe and Jordan Grace. You can let me know of what show you're most excited out of the weekend. Out of the 4 shows, and unless you're counting Friday with Supercard of Honor, if anyone remembered Supercard of Honor was happening, what show are you most excited for? Again, to me, it's All In. I'm excited for the Texas Death Match. I know it's going to be run-ins, it's going to be chaos, it's going to be this, it's going to be that, but I know that going in, so I'm looking forward to it. And I assume it's going to close out the show, because if that happens, and then you get a Monet versus Toni Storm after that, they either have to have the greatest women's match or we at least need to talk about what sort of control Tom Monet might have over Tony Khan. Evolution. Nick isn't a gearhead. What? Nick is not Bubba J. He's not a NASCAR guy. No, not at all. I am definitely not a gearhead. But yeah, no, I'm not out here making a left turn. But no, I was saying of how you see, and honestly, if you look at some of these journalists and even your local news or your mainstream news, what have you, they are much more sponsored than we are. As Kalani Jordan coming out here. And I will say, I do really like Kalani. I don't know, like, I don't exactly want her hyping up fully through the title scene like she kind of was for a minute, but her kind of earning her stripes, her working through the women's division, I dig. As we're getting an LFG ad right now. This corny is Jordan is not over one bit. Now, wait, hold on. So, how is it corny? Is it corny because they're trying to force her over? Oh, I see what you said. I thought you were talking about Kalani. So, the whole segments at all, just, you know, like none of it, nothing works for you. As we go to another commercial break here. I think it works. It's, I think, a bit more to show them working as a tag team. It's also very much to get Blake Monroe over without her being in the ring. So I don't have an issue with it. And again, for everybody, remember when the whole discussion for a while was Blake Monroe had just fully taken over Toni Storm's gimmick, and she was just stealing it because she was the latest one to move from AEW to WWE, so everybody needed to fucking hate it. Paul Be Real, this company, this is campy, similar to the way Tony is. Fair enough, I mean, fitting of what I was saying, but I think it's one of those that it's moving in a different direction. I think for the longest time, Blake Monroe, Mariah May has been more Sabrina Carpenter than Toni Storm with all of this. As where was it? MDB. Click at your own risk. I always click risk. Whose voice is deeper, KJ, Nick, or Jordan? I will let the fans decide of whose voice is deeper. Mine, KJ's, or Jordan's. I, of course, can't always. I don't like how I hear my own voice, so I'm an impartial judge here. Got Reed for the win as yes, as I'm in commercial break, but yeah, so trying to remember the match they have set up. But anyways, Hassan, what up, Kalani? He's voting for. I like Jordan. Would like her to have the win. Milk Daddy Anthony has the deeper voice. Fair enough. So Anthony's got the deepest voice on the channel. All right. Monet is way overrated. Oh, that is a loaded comment. Yeah. And again, for those who don't know, I'll clarify for those who think that they are talking to idiots constantly and need to explain. So having quote unquote creative control in your contract, hold that. I don't know what KJ is going on about, but anyways, of having creative control in your contract means that literally your contract would be void if they go against your wishes. Cool. Understood. There is very much still a creative influence, which I think is very much more the thing of fine, you didn't put it in a fucking contract. But that doesn't work for me, brother. Still almost carries the same weight because we've seen how certain wrestling bosses don't have a spinal column. But anyways, so creative control may not be a thing, but creative influence is very fucking strong and heavy. I'll put it that way. Mercedes Monet is a mid-carder. We would hope, we would think. I was talking about Jordan Grace. She's not over like people want to believe she is. How much do you think people think she's over, though? Like, she's not on the main roster. She is still out here in NXT. I mean, wrestling fans know who she is. I would agree casuals may not know, but I think that they would very much fully or quickly adapt to her being in that scene. I'll put it that way. Spaz with a $2 super chat. Trashes thanks on my TV makes it burn. Oh God, that should have been more of, read at your own discretion. But Spaz, thank you for the $2 super chat as I'm underway with Kalani Jordan versus Christ Almighty. Give me the lower third. Who is this woman that she's facing? Chat, help me out. Who is she facing right now? I know the second someone's going to say her name, I'm going to remember it. But Jordan Grace is a knockout legend. Oh my God, I love the chat. KJ, I love you more. So right all the time. Fair enough. I don't know if we have trolls in the chat or we have, welcoming opinions, and they very much know how to spark a conversation. Lainey Reed, thank you. Thank you, C Money. Lainey Reed. And I know that she was kind of the 2.0 queen. I don't know. Do I need a video package or something about her to understand who she is? But I like that this is now, you have depth, you have layers. Much like onions, much like ogres, you have layers in your NXT women's division. She's all over Kalani, just stretching the shit out of this knee and this calf. Level up queen, yes. Lainey Reed for the win. So yes, again, folks, let me know who you're taking for this match. Whether you're taking Kalani Jordan or Lainey Reed. Are you reading the book or are you KJ in it? I don't know. Oh boy. Come on, Nick. Lainey Reed could be our Isla Dawn. No. Well, Isla Dawn might be coming into AEW. We might get the Scottish Vampire Queen showing up in AEW.
Do it, but I mean, again, we'd have to start booking the women's division outside of Mercedes Moné.
Yeah, well, again, I know I mentioned it, and I know you've had your thoughts publicly about it of creative control versus creative influence.
No, this is bullshit. And I mean, I've gone back and forth with our buddy Sappy out there. He, originally when I questioned his, some of his opinions, he slid into my DM and, kind of trying to flex. Again,
he just wanted a piece of that sweet Canadian ass, my guy. Right, he wanted that Canadian bacon.
Yeah, well, he might have bit off more than he can chew with this one. I've never seen somebody defend somebody at such a length in this whole debate. And Tony Khan said it today. Oh, Mercedes doesn't have creative control. Mercedes was filmed by TMZ outside of her apartment. People are trying to pound it off like she was in character and she just says things. She said she has creative control, but she works with Tony. Again, regardless, I don't know if it's in her contract. Others don't know if it's in her contract. And they're never going to tell us the truth. Again, people out there, TK said he doesn't have creative control. Yeah, and Trump said he was going to fix a war in a day, and fucking OJ said he didn't do it. That's like, what kind of things are you thinking? People say shit.
If the contract don't fit, you must acquit.
Facts, right? So to me, and Sappy's a smart enough guy. He's playing semantics. People are mad that this woman has completely, just taken out the women's division. What they did to Athena wasn't cool, wasn't great booking. If the Fed had done something like that, people jump on it real quick. Mercedes is overrated. When you're done with Mercedes and Tony, where does the women's division go? What do you have set up? What do you have ready? Nothing. There's nothing there. You do not book the women well. And I don't care what anyone says. It comes out, by TMZ again. Oh, by the way, these two are dating, and Nick's saying we can't get this guy out of our main event picture. All of a sudden, the guy with the bullhead is right up the chart. Again, not creative control, not her choice probably. But again, when you have a boss that kind of gives you whatever you want and you bring in your own writer to dictate where your stories go, stop playing semantics. Stop bullshitting. Stop lying. I don't know what your undying loyalty is. One person out there was like, well, clearly because you wrote so much about this, you might be obsessed, not Mr. Sappy. No, because someone else said, well, Kalani
gets the win on Lana Del Rey.
All right. But again, another person out there said, well, he's a journalist. That's what we're supposed to do. Journalists write the story and put it out there. They don't chase it down for 8 days. Like Walter Cronkite doesn't show up at your fucking door and say, my story was correct. Like, that's not how this works. You write your story as a journalist and you move on. You leave it in the hands of the people. Your job as a journalist isn't to track people down and show up in their DMs and try and convince them that everything you say is true. Get the fuck out of here.
It's opinion pieces. And yeah, is it funny as Thea Hale's just wiping out Lanny Reed? Well, is it funny that the bull we can't get off of our screen and the whole backing behind it very clearly is bullshit?
But ultimately it's semantic as, oh, Jasper still. Wow. So we're going to get Jasper and Young OG at Great American Bash, I think.
Oh, yeah. Well, again, we talked about it. We're going to get 2 or 3 matches added to the show tonight.
Yeah, and I know that was a long-winded answer as we go into commercial break, folks. And 9 times out of 10, we never really kind of get into kind of scuffles with anybody. But I mean, a guy, you know, when I put out my post about Sappy, so many people went out public and talked about like burner accounts and going into people's DMs and blocking people and harassing people. He showed up in your DMs. Like, it is a weird fucking thing to do. And then telling yourself, oh, I'm just a journalist. I just report the truth. Then report it and do your fucking job. And trying to charge money for a fucking service that you know, oh, click here for the more story. No, I'm not going to click there. I'm going to scroll down, because 20 of your counterparts put out the same story without charging people for it. So Ross Sapp or Ron Sapp, I don't give a fuck what your name is, can kiss my ass, but it's semantics. And he's smart enough to know he's playing semantics. People aren't mad about whether or not it says in her contract she has creative control. At the end of the fucking day, she is calling her shots. We may never see her lose. And when she beats Tony at All In, even if she doesn't, that woman's division is all but dead.
That is the bigger thing out of everything, of, like you said, that's the best case on it, of you're arguing semantics. You're arguing whether it's in the contract or not. Regardless of whether it's in the contract or not, it is turning fans away. It is turning people away. It is turning talent away. I don't know if we fully dug into the whole Britt Baker situation, which, again, certain journalists, again, using that term very vaguely, very obtuse journalists, well, she's locked in here. She's not trying to go out of here. Why would she try and do that? She hasn't been seen since November. And when she was openly saying no one cares, like, they are burning this whole shit to the ground and telling you that it smells like roses.
Yeah, I mean, it's really interesting where that's going to go and how that's all going to come into play, as we are about a minute away from the end of the commercial break. But are we talking about Linda Ross? The Brit thing's complicated with the time left, and where does it stand? And if she's not welcome there, if she was a problem in the back, is she the female CM Punk? Like, is that what she's kind of become?
Yeah,
like,
well, did she? There was the alleged thing with MJF. I was trying to say, did she fight anyone?
Right.
Why? Sean Ross crap. Oh yeah, I got that. Are we talking about Linda Ross? That chair? What up? At this point, Javon needs to call the police. Jasper is a walking felony.
Yeah, no shit. Jasper all over this man, Nick.
Well, and I really like how much he's ingratiated himself into this top of the card. Anyone remember who won LFG from the women's side? No, because I don't either. Right.
I started writing in a journal. Now I'm a journalist. Facts, Jose. There you go.
Now, if you would have done it on a message board, you would own a wrestling company by now.
Facts. Let's go. Work on that, Jose. Right. As we are coming back to the action, folks.
Just stop doing these come back to the actions before there's any action, because this fucking crowd just could not be fucking bothered.
Right. A journalist verifies facts with multiple sources so he can report a story with a coherent narrative, satisfying the who, what, when, and where of a story. Simple as. See, Money, that's a wonderful fucking comment. And you're right. I don't know if there was more to it, but Yeah, I mean, that's what you're supposed to be doing. And again, when people kind of defend it because the narrative he's selling, again, a reporter doesn't put their story out and then chase you to tell you the demand that you believe his story.
You know who does
That's not how
that?
this works.
That kind of guy. That kind of guy does something like that. As we got to
We're
sit
gonna
down
sit
with.
down. Oh,
Hey,
Rizzo's back.
Rizzo, where's the you? This is the first time we've seen Rizzo in fucking months. Where the fuck did you come from?
Right? Crucifino's also here. What did
Well, Tony or Crucifino is only loyal to Crucifino,
right? Did they stop paying the rent at the restaurant?
Oh yeah, for sure. It got closed down. Business was, mishandled. I don't know who I'm making payments to out here.
Right.
Why is so fucking Mahomes, Tony D'Angelo, Crucifino all dressed out here like they're actually for a fucking sit down? Rizzo's out here like there ain't nothing wrong with a little bump and grind.
But
that lace.
She's trying to save it, Nick. Is she going to repair this bond?
I was going to make a joke, but I can't. I'll give her the home repair product that'll fill that crack. Pause.
Yeah, Paul, I agreed. And there's not a lot of, outside of editorial pieces, when you're a reporter, when you're a journalist, you're there to present the story. And the tabloid writers create the story. They create a narrative they want you to believe. Like Dave Meltzer can say whatever he wants, but he shouldn't be out on fucking X battling fans, especially fans. There's two guys that are hoping for people to pay for their information, pay for their access, and nobody should pay them a fucking dime. The way they down talk to everybody, the way they try and nobody understands wrestling like we do. Like you're nothing special.
Is it something in the name even of how like the Wrestling Observer sounds very much like the Hollywood Observer or whatever, to where like Vampire Boy bites 3 kids in Hollywood and everything like that. If you just get ultra clickbait bullshit, but it was on your grocery store, magazine rack, and now it's just more. You pay $5.99, $14.99, whatever subscription amount.
Yeah.
That's why we are pundit. We are personalities more than anything. I'm not even a fucking pundit. Personalities.
Right. I love it when they go, oh, click now for more. Like you see Jordan Grace on the TV, for example, and it's like, Jordan Grace shows up in NXT. Click now for more. You click now. It's like Jordan Grace arrived during the segment, blah, 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 the end. You made me pay to get that information that everyone else is already talking about.
Well, that's when they sit there and say it 3 months after the fact and everything, like everybody else hasn't been watching the fucking show.
Right. Artist, you're right. The beast is smitten. Beauty and the Beast.
Tell as old
out
as
here
time,
doing TikTok.
Song as old as rhyme.
Beauty and the Beast.
Right. I agree with this. MDB is, by the way, Rizzo, how you doing? But MDB, Sean Ross Crap is one person I would actually have to run. I'm not going to say anything for legal purposes, but I might have said this off screen of, I'm really
good talk. Okay, so
everybody's all tense. Do we hug it out?
Oh, Stack saying, "Don't let me catch you by yourself."
So are we coming to an agreement, or are we all breaking apart?
They're breaking apart. They're all going solo. They all think they're Beyonce. It's not going to work.
Someone's got to be Kelly Rowland.
Right. There you go, MDB. I'm with you, bro. I can't read at what you said or condone it. And no, we're a peaceful, happy bunch, right? Wink, wink. But at the end of the day, I just think that the attitude is terrible.
Right.
Jasper in the ring. Jasper running amok tonight. Right? Young OG, don't do it.
But I like this though because it became so, he just took over of even Vic Joseph and all of them stopped talking of, nope, he got the mic and he's just spouting off here.
Right. All 4 of them go solo. Yeah. Jasper's had an impact tonight.
Yo!
Vaughn flying.
Even with the bandage ribs, he can still be Jiminy Cricket.
Yeah. And I hate to do it, Nick, but this is what you do with Jet Ski on Dynamite is you give them a moment like this, maybe not as even, but you give them that moment where they can almost run away and get the one up on the bigger, stronger team instead of getting laid out 45 times.
They shouldn't be a tag team, but I digress. As I've got the Culling and Tatum Paxley out here, and I like how Izzy's secretly becoming the leader of the Culling of Sheevan in response to Zoe or Soul and Zarya getting involved into the tag match Evolution. They're like, oh, reward the losers. We won the match, so we should be there.
Right. Oh yeah, go ahead.
No, Tatum and the Culling makes me sick. Sorry, I don't know what you.
Why does it make you sick? I felt bad for Tatum. This warms my heart. I was a little worried about Tatum. She was very sad. She had lost all her friends. And Nick keeps reminding her, they're all gone.
You have no friends. Nobody loves you.
Right.
Does Sean Spears and Nico Vance just look like a Pokemon evolution? Because they have the same haircut. They almost have the same tattoos and everything.
We kind of do.
Match the talent of their hearts.
Looks like a dad bringing his kid to the father-son softball game. You're like, oh,
I don't want your life, Dad.
But Nico's got something. Like, look at this guy. He's nuts.
But that transition of they cut to where he's looking down the hard cam and everything.
Right.
To where they cut to them coming out with the entrance.
So it's odd though. They cut Nost, our buddy, and they replaced him with Tatum, essentially.
We can only have 4 people. Only 4 people.
Right, 4 max.
No 5. Only 4.
Right. I think WWE needs to sign the Outrunners. I would love to see the Outrunners get booked anywhere. They're great, and they had a really good match with FTR on Collision. Again, another example of an act or, people in your company, the fans react and you don't book them. You want to book Danny Garcia to death, but the Outrunners actually get cheers.
That's the biggest issue with certain promotions is you can see the talent. You can see what they have in the shelf and everything. I'm like, well, you got filet. Why aren't you cooking filet instead of fucking cube steak type shit?
Right. Jensen. So we call him Nost Malone, but Jensen is
he's gonna team up again with Briggs.
Maybe, but right now Briggs, I don't know. Does Briggs turn on Yoshi? I don't know what happens.
No, he's out there halfway more fighting for Yoshi's opportunity and everything. Yoshi feels like a side character, so that's why I think we just run past this and we get back to Briggs and Jensen. Run through this world as a tag team.
Do you think the Culling or Dark State didn't attack Hank and Tank? Well, somebody had to. I don't know who it is.
There was an attack? I did not know there was an attack.
I'm with you.
Hang it, dagger down, and I'm not aware.
All right. Ava dressing classic. Ava, again, they look a little hot topic-y, but we are still kind of waiting for this. Did I miss it?
No. We still got about a half hour, though. That's the thing.
Right.
We've still got time here, but again, I think especially we talked about it with SmackDown now moving to 2 hours. 2 hours on a wrestling show weekly is kind of like the best pacing avenue to go. Nick out here treating Tatum like Old Yeller. No, that's Wendy Chu. She's the fucking children of the corn just got put down and won't stay away. But no, Tatum, I wish if she was still out there with Gigi and Shotzi, that was the best. They had something there, and they treated it like Old Yeller. They put it out to pasture.
They put it down. It wasn't us. They did it.
Yeah, I just dug the grave.
Right. But yeah, we're sitting about 29 minutes left in the show here tonight. Not Old Yeller. The cut from Nico to Nico is pretty solid. Yeah, Brooks got hit by a chair and then vanished. they had something really good going with Brooks, and they kind of dropped the ball as far as I'm concerned. And but Brooks is MIA again.
Is he doing stunt work in those Bud Light commercials with Post
Right.
and Shane Gillis?
Right? Probably. Grown Up Jungle Boy, Selena Vega show up tonight on NXT. Oh,
I'm going to ask you this, and I'm going to pause. Do we see Jungle Boy Jack Perry or any variation of Jack Perry show up at All In?
highly possible. I mean, we're expecting some pop, some newsworthy things. Darby's probably the biggest name I'm curious about. Jack Perry is a good one. Does TK kind of shock the world and Britt Baker show up and kind of haha, everything's fine? Brian Daniel, does he show up? And maybe not to do anything. He showed up in the Mexican shows. So that was very interesting and not on TV, not on air. So that was very surprising. Could he make an appearance here because of it being All In? Yes. The other one will be Sting. People have talked about Sting. I could see a moment where the lights go out and Sting comes out and then like points back at the ramp and then Darby's music comes on. So you get the double pop. I could almost see them doing that, right? That is hilarious, MDB. Duos like the Outrunners have limited shelf life. Yes and no. It's all about how you grow, what you do. We talk about LA Knight. We talk about Jey Uso kind of getting over on the gimmick. At the end of the day, you're over. And you're right. Let's say they do have a shelf life. So use them while they're hot. Use them while they can sell T-shirts. And if they do start to cool off, and it is the job of the booker to keep the teams hot, keep the teams relevant. So on both sides of the dog, I don't care who the booker is and what company. We've seen other guys. Look what's happening with Karrion Kross right now. The WWE is in a tough spot because they hear the chanting, they hear the screaming, they hear the fanfare, they see it. Now, how do you do it without making it seem like we're starting off, throw in right away. I will put a poll up. So, I mean, Triple H is going through this right now with Karrion Kross. Super over. Where does it go? And what do you do with him? Same thing here. Outrunners are getting a reaction. We talked about it when Harley Cameron was on her run. Like, there's too many wrestlers in AEW that are getting big pops, big reaction, big moments, and they're not really being amplified to the level they could be. Here we go. Tag team champs taking on the Culling. Get your votes in. Little delayed. We had some main roster superstars tonight show up tonight. Okay, yeah. Yes, we did. Yes, we did. What do you call? I got that one. That's still funny. What kind of workouts does Cardi B do? Cardio. I've heard rumors that her cardio regimen's pretty intense. So over under 5 run-ins, Texas Death Match at All In. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 4 on the other side. Yeah, at least 8. At least 8. At least 8, Nick. We might get Sting, Darby, fucking Swerve's not booked in that match, so that would be a run-in. You're going to get all the Death Riders. Maybe they have another friend. Eddie Kingston could be there. Like I said, Daniel Bryan could pop in. Right? Maybe Brandon Cutler comes back. It could be all of them. It could be everybody. The Bucks, everybody. And maybe that's how they get Moxley to agree. Remember, not creative control, but get Moxley to agree to drop the title of like, okay, everyone on the roster is going to beat you up. And that's how you finally stay down because you're the fucking Terminator of wrestling. Let me see what the chat said. 70% taking Hank and Tank. I would agree. Colin getting only 30, but I think that's a little bit wishful thinking. Nico Vance is a monster, though. Darby wins the Gauntlet match. Hangman is losing. Damian, shh. Don't spoil it, man. I think that's what I'm leaning towards, too. We will find out on Thursday, folks. We're here Thursday night, 8 p.m. We're going to give, Ivy Nile. Ivy Nile. But yeah, no, we'll be here for 4 shows. We're going to do the predictions for every show that's on the weekend. Be here for that. We're going to talk more about this. Don't give it away. But I have a feeling that Moxley leaves All In is still the champ. And I don't know, unless you have like an insane angle and a whole bunch of pops, it might be the wrong vibe to end the show on. I'll take the over for sure. The calling for the win. Cross is so over. Huge. Insane. Do you see the fan videos going around? They're demanding it. Now you're in a pickle because you were probably booking him or planning to book him more heelish, right? That's why you set up him and Sammy. Sammy's a good guy to get heat against, but they love him so fucking much. What do? Do you pivot? No Carmen tonight. Tank on top. Misses. Rolls through and out of the ring, but keeps going. A little bit of Jim Duggan in him. Oh. Distracted by Izzy and Tatum. And Nico sends Hank flying over the table for the commercial spot. I got Outrunner sunglasses much better than Jey Uso's. There you go. Pick your poison. I like it. The Ops is 3 alone. That's another option. Now, the Ops have a match earlier that night. They're actually going to fight the Death Riders, I do believe. Yeah, no Carmen. No. Hank and Tank. We might have seen her in the back. No, it can't end tonight. Come on. NXT in the house. Let's go. I'm picking up 7 run-ins. Nick, there you go. I think it's over. I agree with Olivo. What does Triple H call his a cappella group? Triple H. Are these written down or are you just making them up? Hank and Tank wearing Sandman ECW gear. They really got that Public Enemy vibe. But yeah, definitely got the Sandman pants. I used to love when he would come out with those fucking parachute pants. Hank and Tank. Got Hank and Tank. Let me catch up. Marco Stutt. That's what I think. Bring Jack Perry back, but just fuck it. And because you've done it before, you don't have to explain anything. Jurassic Express just shows up. Fuck it. They're all reunited. Feels so good. Marco, the dinosaur's back. Luchasaurus, good to go. And then, of course, Jungle Boy is Jungle Boy again. They've done weirder shit. I can see the return of Bang 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 Gang and Jay White. I don't know where Jay White's with his injury. I thought Juice was healthy, and we haven't seen him. And the Guns came back. Oh, distracted ref. 2 count. Spears almost eats the pin. And the Guns came back, took an L to the Hurt Business, which didn't make a lot of sense the way they did it. And they've been MIA. The tag team division in AEW does not exist. Not shade, not hate, just facts. They don't have much of a women's division outside the titles, and they don't have a tag team division. But I have a tag team for you.
Facts. We would just slide in perfectly a little bit better here. But yeah, no, absolutely. And very much Public Enemy from Hank and Tank. And yeah, is the Gun Club going to be the next ones that we hear of that are disgruntled, that, are the next ones soon to be in NXT?
Mm-hmm. There's money to be made with the Guns.
For sure. They're one of their best tag team divisions, tag teams that they have.
They brought them back. They did the job to the Hurt Syndicate and went missing. I don't get it. They all show up again. But there are ways to keep a group relevant and hot when someone's out. Like, you don't have to bench everybody.
Yeah, well, they were working as a tag team independently. And then they just Jay White goes down and everybody's out.
Right. Sabu tribute. Nice. Let's go. Love it. Nobody's getting lost, Joshy. Behave yourself.
Right.
I'd have them all reunite, but as serious threat, and still have Jack Perry as scapegoat, and Lucha will be the Black Mask. Okay. But they still come out with Jungle Boy theme song.
That's still one of the best theme songs in pro wrestling. That's still something you can play as a jam.
They were over, and I mean, the fans liked it. The fans like a good participation.
I like Jack Perry. I like Jack Perry even now as the scapegoat. I liked the fucking dark TNT title and everything like that.
That wasn't bad. I give you that. They
He
had an
just
opportunity.
disappeared. He just went away.
That's the same thing, right? Like, even like the things that are still ongoing, like Okada all of a sudden is hanging out with the Callis family. Like, where did that come from? Like, why did that dog kick? Like, how did we get here? Why don't we ever like go through the, like, it's a lot of incomplete stories, right? Like the storytelling is like listening to a toddler where the story doesn't really have a beginning,
but
doesn't really have an
it's
end.
more of, is it still almost in that aspect of you don't get the full picture unless you follow everything?
No, because I think like we follow everything and there's still shit. I'm like, what the fuck?
Fair enough. As I got Tank, Tope con Tank.
Exactly how it should have sounded, MDB. We have same Triple H haters in the comments. Okay. He's not my dad. He's not my friend.
You don't work there.
Like, okay. Let him hate.
You are not Jimmy Olsen at the fucking, Metropolis fucking Daily News.
Oh, 222. Hey, let him hate. If they hate, let him hate.
It's not even a hate, it's a fucking discussion.
If they hate, let them hate. Watch the money pile up. That's all that matters. So don't worry about it.
Yeah, but no, if we have discussions even between you and I that you and I might be haters of certain pro wrestlers and everything like that, but would still rather have the discussion and all of that instead of, oh, well, you don't like what I like, so get the fuck on out of here. No, that's what other podcasters do. That's what other.
No way. No way. No way.
I'm gonna be real mad.
Two. As Izzy with the big boot. And we get a deep DDT.
Yeah, no other wrestling podcasters that all are doing their streams in high chairs and have fancy fabricated cars or, have those kind of habits and everything like that. Well, if you don't agree with us, get the fuck on out. No, I welcome the discussion. We welcome the conversation. Soul and Zarya fighting off Tatum and Izzy.
He can take about to retain, folks.
Do it. America, fuck yeah, coming again to win the motherfucking tag belts.
They can't lose this week. We're wearing that shit. Fun tag match, 2 count. Nick saying, I'm getting angry. What?
Huh?
Saying that you're getting angry.
What in the space-time continuum? Who said who about what?
The shoulder block power slam combo for the win.
Hey.
Zaruka!
One, Tank got some color. He got cut up.
Oh, Hank caught a potato as Nico was trying to give himself a potato.
I was supposed to blade.
Supposed to be me. As Sol Ruka chases off Izzy and Tatum. Just call him Tizzy, right?
Well, I think that's what
we have to. I think it came up.
Well, no, I think that's what Tatum or not Tatum. What Izzy's actually said out there of Tizzy, if that's their kind of name.
Right. Still your tag champs.
Now does Tizzy become the trio with Tiffy just because names? Tizzy, Tiffy.
Right? Just put them all together.
Right.
But Great
American Bash. Soul versus Izzy.
Okay. Yes. That was one of the 4. Oba Yoshi. Let's go, Yoshi.
Oh.
Oz claiming Tatum. I don't think you can do that. We're America. We build monster trucks for fun. Piss us off and see what we build. Yeah.
Big truck energy. Yeah, so we've got 4 matches announced official for Great American Bash. And we're also, again, a tie-in to TNA. We're going to get the TNA Slammiversary World Championship contract signing is going to be a Great American Bash between Trick, Joe Hendry and Mike Santana. So for everyone that's like, oh, WWE just says nay with TNA, of they're highlighting a whole story that's building up to their biggest show on their show.
Right. As we're now, I heard you guys talking about the Blake Monroe thing. We already touched on fans. Got to let go of this whole, like, they don't owe you an apology. They don't care if you're disappointed. But if you're going to be disappointed, find a good reason. At least think it out.
Well, the more the question was the camp was the.
Yeah, I don't mind the camp. It's kind of, we've seen that odd couple, you know, like Team Hell No, like Blake's trying to pretty, you know, it's that old classic storyline. It's been done to death, but it's got that little bit of, you know, kind of the bewitched 80s sitcom vibe to it, for sure.
Fair enough. As we're
not allowed to have fun.
Ava Rain is the one ending the show.
Yes, she is. Are you going to just have a big woman's brawl?
Is it one of those of we're all fighting for a spot and we all got to get here and everything?
Yeah, well, I mean, at this point now, I think it's just going to be like,
well,
you're in.
If you had 3 picks from NXT to throw into the Evolution Battle Royal, and chat, play along. If you have 3 picks, who you putting in?
I'm definitely putting in. I just want to double check.
Parker. Hi, Miss Parker is already Ms. first pick.
Miss Parker has to be in there, but I was going to say Stephanie. I was just trying to remember if she has something else.
Main roster.
Yeah, but that Evolution's not specific to NXT.
I'm talking NXT. I'm talking NXT.
Strictly NXT. My bad. So NXT wise women. Yeah, Miss Parker, Lola, and
Lash. Lash would be my second pick.
Lash is a good one. Fallon.
Is she more involved? I can see that she does double duty, and that's why she's not fully involved with the tag. Well, no, is she in the tag match? That's the thing. Is it her or is it Jasmine? Good question. I'll double check.
It's probably her.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, JC and Fallon. So I don't know if she'd do double duty. Kalani probably would be their third person that you throw in there.
Yeah.
Not exactly someone I want, because I mean, I would throw in a Soul, I would throw in a Zarya, but they're already tied up.
I kind of expect the Evolve Women's Champion to be in there, and I know her name, but
Callie Armstrong.
Thank you. I almost expect her to be in there. They've been really trying to hype up Evolve. I could see her being in the Battle Royal. Ivy Niles here tonight, so we assume she's going to be in it. We'll see. I mean, it's very interesting with Evolution right now because, you know, they're going to throw in a couple vets, I imagine. Like I'm expecting.
Well, we saw Nikki Bella on Monday Night Raw is going to be in the Battle Royal to try and get a shot at, you know, Clash in Paris.
Candice LeRae, she should not be in the Battle Royal.
Well, Candice LeRae, surprise, still there.
Candy LaRue, let's go.
I like this. Nick, your is clean.
Yeah.
No, that's just me with some clippers and the missus making sure I didn't miss shit.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh. Nick's hair went south for the winter. It got stuck on his face.
Right. We match.
Yeah, well, I got the VPN now, so I'm watching the Canadian feed.
Right, I'm converting them.
I just don't need
one stream at a time.
I don't need any gray in my beard, and we'll be straight. I'm becoming more Canadian as we go.
Right. We're converting Nick one show at a time.
Now, see, I welcome that transition more than I think you'd want to come over to my side.
Right. Hashtag Nickelback.
First actual concert I saw live in person.
A great band. I don't care what anyone says.
I saw them, Default, and Injected.
Default. Let's go.
That's going to be AW, how they land on their whole acquisition, Tony Khan, with that. Well, after the Time Warner split, they default on a lot of things.
Right. And we got Chase U.
Does chase you away?
I just don't give a flying fuck. They'll have to really do so. I just don't. I think if Andre's trying to coach these two guys and he becomes like a manager, but then I almost think they would work better as a heel team with him being kind of, like the PowerPoint presentation type of vibe.
Yeah, but like there's 3 people here that are pro wrestlers. One of them actually looks like a pro wrestler. Pick which one it might be and everything.
Right.
And I'm more upset than the fact that Brogan Finley, David Finley's little brother,
right,
the son of Fit Finley's out here chase you playing a medical assistant.
Well, yeah, I just don't know where it's going. It's been dead in the water. We keep getting like
Dead on arrival.
Yeah, but we get these video packages that don't really progress a story. It's just like another event to chase you. It's not like,
right?
It's not a continuation, but we do have Ava with a mic.
Fair
and
enough.
A belly button.
She's at a podium. And I will answer this
not.
question. Labatt tenfold. Labatt Blue.
Molson.
All my way. No, Labatt Blue all the way. I was a bit of a Molson guy. Molson's actually harder to find, but Labatt Blue is like the Bud Light of Canadian beer. I can just drink that shit like it's water.
Okay. My preference is Molson.
Fair, no, there's no wrong answer, sir.
There is none. I will take a Labatt's. If I'm going to be real, I'd rather it be a whiskey, but if I had to choose between those two, either one. No wrong
Molson
answer.
Triple X has a special place in my heart.
That's amazing. Mine too.
Yeah. Thanks to my stepdad out there. Molson Triple X has a special place in my heart. Right. That's what you sneak out the fridge in the garage and everything.
Right. I respect Peter Jennings. What does that mean?
I mean, you do what you got to do.
Stepping Tom. It was Stomping Tom.
Stepping time.
Shania Twain is a legend. Man, I feel like a woman. Okay, so right now,
I live without you.
Isn't that Leanne Rhymes?
Fuck. I thought I knew things.
Yep, you're still American. He's not fully converted yet.
Terrible American.
Oh, wait. 6 women. Jada Parker, Lola Vice.
Jada Parker.
Gosh, you got it. So we're on point. Kalani.
Izzy Dame.
And Tatum Paxton gets in. Izzy Dame.
You know we're ending tonight with a brawl, though. You kind of called it. With no introductions, no pomp and circumstance. With this, we're gonna have all the women come out and they're all gonna fight.
Mm-hmm. Ava looking at me after hitting that good, just
that's just her makeup.
Yo, bro. As we got company.
She on that Maui Wowie.
Right, she on that Maui.
She's on that Papatui or whatever fucking Dwayne's, the Terramana. She's smoking that Terramana pack.
All right, so Fatal Influence out here. There you go. JC bragging about her match.
Yeah, but she's gotten so well. Like I will fully admit I was so wrong on her.
I like her as the champ. I think she kind of took the moment. I almost feel like getting the belt gave her a new sense of confidence. And it's allowed her to kind of come in strong.
Am I wrong, even champ or no champ, that she has Chelsea Green-ish vibes of like one of those of just, I know I'm supposed to dislike you.
You kind of, I see that. Jordan Grace in the building. Looking glamorous.
Noodle ass, ramen noodle ass.
She looking glamorous. JC is a natural. You don't know till you give them the chance. That's the thing. Like when people were mad that JC won, well, you can't give someone new a chance without giving them a chance. And she's done well with the chance she's been given. Skrrr!
Okay.
I should never do that ever.
But you did, so you got to own it. You got to wait until New Jersey with SummerSlam. Okay. Right. Okay.
But yeah, so I think we're going to get all the ladies in the ring and just have a brawl and go home. That's what it feels like, right?
That's This is your build. This is your
Right.
NXT contribution to Evolution.
Hot Atlanta.
Lash in Paris.
The Lash in Paris. Here comes Stephanie. Yeah, so we're going to get Stephanie. We're going to get Ivy Nile. We're going to get Natty. We're going to get Maxine.
So Steph's winning.
Oh, Steph should win.
Well, no, even fucking Nikki Bella, respectfully, I love me a Lash Legend and Jordan Grace. Stephanie out here in this involved. Steph's winning.
She's so good, man. And she just has one of those smiles that lights up the fucking room. Like, she has such an aura about her. And I hate using that word, and I've used it multiple times tonight. She looks phenomenal, and she's ready to go. Yeah, heavy favorite. We don't know all the names, but that's a big name.
We're lashing out. I love that. The wrestling god. This chat is giving me a migraine. Well, then smoke that, calm it down, Pack, my guy.
Here comes the Natty. They should be giving us the Natty we're getting on the indies. The Dungeon Dolls. Did you know? Were you here for that? No,
I am not. I have heard this rumored on the Twitters and the social medias and everything of Natty and Maxine, and then you might add maybe a turd and everything. But yeah,
I like it. And if we get the Natty we're getting on the indies, she's phenomenal right now. She's having her best run, and it's away from the dub.
I have a serious question because I love what Natty's doing on the indies and everything. Can Natty cut a promo that can convey what she's doing on the indies?
Maybe
can Natty out there and explain of I'm this badass, or is she one of those more walk it like I talk it kind of thing?
Look, Ivy,
Zelina.
Vega.
So this is we're getting Jada and Julia. So for everyone that didn't like the Evolution build, we're getting the Battle Royal here right now tonight.
We're getting a preview. Shit's about to go down. Main roster, NXT on standoff. You know what'd be cool right now? If more music hit and it was TNA talent.
Oh, give me of King Christ Almighty. Why
Rosemary? Get Rosemary in there.
Well, no, of Christ, she was out there with Mustafa Ali and everything.
Like Kelly.
Well, this could be where you get your Masha.
What's corny, bro? Yeah, here we go. As predicted.
Right.
This is the easiest.
Everybody throwing hands right now.
When you kind of have a
Tasha Steelz, that's who the fuck I was thinking.
Tasha would be cool.
Natty out here again. I don't know what it is with the king lingerie see-through attire.
I like it. Izzy and Tatum holding hands, but just watching. I'm not getting involved. Izzy's becoming a player, dude, in a big way.
Oh, absolutely. And I love to see it. She's very much fallen into her own, like, we could have midlifeies within the midlifeies type of thing. Of like, if you're going after the past couple of months, like Izzy Dane would be your breakout.
We're 2 weeks away from the 4 lifeies. Finding a free night has been hard.
Everyone's fighting over. See, that's what they're all fighting over the golden cage here right now. Who's going to be the breakout?
Right.
Do you always wish though that they ended this on like the da 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 da?
You could have with that one for sure. Well, ladies and gentlemen, NXT goes off the air. That is the show. And as always, we take a rating out of 10 on every single show. And this one's interesting. I mean, it was all right. It wasn't bad.
Yeah, well, it becomes the question of, was it a good show versus a good go home show?
Fair enough.
Because to me, those are two different questions and two different calibers.
Right. Evolution build-up seems fine to me. I love it. Right. So there you go. Opinions change. And we got one more show. What will happen on SmackDown heading into Evolution on Sunday? We will be here live for it. I love corn. Make sure you eat it the right way.
I think he might eat it sideways, just in case you didn't know. Or he eats it the long ways. Yeah.
All right, 9.5. Jordan Grace will be a new NXT Women's Champion on Sunday. I think so. I think it's a high possibility. Oh, no, she's in a tag match. I'm so confused. Sunday, she's in the title match, right?
Sunday, she's in a title match.
Yeah.
Saturday, she's in a tag match.
That's
and
right.
That's the thing. Is that if she wins it, then she has to defend it against Masha.
And I think whoever wins it is going to drop it to Masha. They fighting for one with the
one night with the big Nixter.
I almost read that so wrong. I'm glad I stopped.
I would guess apparently the Dom Mysterio of the NXT women's roster.
There you go. 7, 7.5, 7.5, 7, 7.5. Heather, definitely. I don't know what Heather said. 0 to 10, no Trish. I mean, see money. If there was ever a night to give us some points. Oh.
So then it's got to be an 11 at least. Like you got to start at 10 and then add points past that.
2 points
when it comes to Evolution with Trish.
Right, 7.5 out of 10. 7.5 out of 10. Good go home show. 7 out of 10. I'm hyped. 7 out of 10. I'm kind of there. I'm 7-ish. 7.
7, 6.5, 7. I'll meet you at a 7. Again, it was a good show. It was a good NXT. It was, I don't want to dare I say run-of-the-mill NXT, but again, NXT has been pretty good, so it was an average to slightly above average NXT. Go home show, I don't know, because they did a lot of heavy lifting for Great American Bash in a lot of not match segments.
Well, I think one of the tricky parts for a go home show is you're doing a go home show for 2 shows. And so there's this.
But you shouldn't be doing the heavy lifting. You should be doing the heavy lifting for your NXT show. You shouldn't be doing the heavy lifting for Evolution. That should be on WWE. That should be on Raw and SmackDown.
Yeah, fair enough. I mean, again, NXT wants to be a big part of the Evolution show. So I got no issue with that, but it does make it tricky and it does kind of thin out the roster a little bit because you are spreading kind of where it's going. I think we had 2 matches added to Great American Bash tonight. So we have 5. Is that all we're going to get?
3? Did we? I will refresh the Wikipedia as I love MDB here. 6.5. Boy, if you don't get shown.
Let's go. 7.5. I mean,
so we didn't have 2 matches announced. So the official right now card for NXT Stand and Deliver is Obafemi versus Yoshi Inamura for the NXT Championship. Jordan Grace and Blake Monroe versus Fatal Influence in a tag match. Sol Ruka versus Easy Dame for the NXT Women's North American Championship. Ethan Page versus Ricky Saints in a false count anywhere match for the NXT North American Championship. Is it funny that are people going to pivot of, you're doing a false count anywhere match before they do a Texas Death Match? I can already see the tweets flying.
The match needed a step. So again, where the cookie crumbled on that one.
Right. And then Jasper Troy versus Javon Evans. So 5 matches overall for NXT Stand and Deliver.
2.5-hour show.
Not a bad show. Going toe-to-toe with All In of literally same start time and everything. So could you have Ricky Saints in a false count anywhere match at the same time you have John Moxley in a Texas Death Match at the same time on your screen?
Yeah, because if All In is starting at 2 p.m. So 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So we're looking at 5 hours is 7 p.m. We should. I mean,
NXT start at 3.
Are they going to start at? Sorry,
they start at 3. The pre-show's 2 hours long.
So still, okay, so 5 hours. If the show goes 5 hours, you're looking at 8 o'clock. They're going to be off the air probably before Saturday Night Main Event or close to, maybe. And you have NXT for the first couple hours. So I don't think the AEW is going to have anything major in the first little bit. NXT is going to burn itself out, be off the air and gone. And then All In's got carte blanche.
We'll see how it plays out.
So 9.5 out of 10, 7.5. Trish greater than Charlotte. Facts. 6 point. Yeah, that's funny shit. By the way, happy All In weekend, everyone. Everyone keeps saying All In weekend. When did you get to like you'd only have one show on the Saturday? That doesn't like you get the whole weekend.
I don't know. I'm
playing
just
the
happy it's
weekend?
on the weekend. I'm happy it's on a Saturday instead of a
Saturday
Sunday. I'm
afternoon.
yelling. Are you yelling?
Right? It's a rare AEW Saturday afternoon pay-per-view, bro.
I know, and I'm fixing to get myself some cowboy boots and have some brisket and a cowboy hat and roll and wait 5 hours. Yeah, very much. No, that's what we expect with AEW. 5 hours. Get used to it.
Yeah, like I mean, we've been here for 5, 6. So I'm wondering if you know Saturday Night Main Event's going live at 8, do you try and get everything done by 8 p.m. and 5? That should be, I mean, again, you 4.5 hours is perfect. Like maybe even overkill, but it's your WrestleMania. So I can't imagine them going later than 8 o'clock, Nick.
For full runtime?
From 3 p.m. on, can you see them going past 8 p.m.?
I, for half a second, was making sure we're going to be out of here at midnight, my guy. So I could see 8 o'clock, 8:30. I would ask for a buffer till 9 just to be safe. I could see them go extended hours, and especially Texas Death Matches, Gauntlet Battle Royals. This is their WrestleMania per se and everything. And WrestleMania used to go 7 hours on one night, and now we got people complaining it goes 4 hours on 2 nights.
Right. All in will be 6 to 7 hours. There you go. Son of a bitch. It's going to be very interesting. Very interesting. I wonder if starting early will give Tony a little more confidence of like book everything. Fuck it. I think it's hilarious that fans are actually complaining about too much wrestling. I think that we should be enjoying this as much as possible. It's a lot to take in. It's a lot of content. My only complaint is it keeps us extremely busy behind the scenes. But ultimately, it's not a bad thing. It's just I don't think the WWE accomplished what they wanted to accomplish with this weekend. They could have done better maybe other weekends.
Yeah, it is. It does become a situation of that cup runs over, I feel, a little bit of even doing what we do. We're already like, I know I've made plans of asking for like the Monday off, even though this shit's on a Saturday, because I'm going to need to recover after watching 72 hours in 24 hours of pro wrestling type of thing. There is that aspect of it of, yes, it is great. And I'm never going to complain about great pro wrestling, but at the same time, that cup runneth over of a wealth of riches.
Yeah, for sure. But it should be exciting. I'm looking forward to this weekend. So much wrestling content, so much, even other shows that we can't cover or that are going on. It's insane. So much. People have been talking about the UFC as well. Just it's a good time to be a fan of things. So don't forget, we are the Wrestling Fans United. We are the place where you want to have a little bit of fun, where all opinions are welcome. We don't block you. We don't show up in your DMs. We just argue with you a little bit. As long as we can keep it respectful, it's a lot of fun. Join the Wrestling Fan United. Go get your merch. Be a part of the family. Rock your swag. Don't forget, if you bring a sign to a live event, we will send you a t-shirt as a thank you. Saturday, 1 p.m. I got it right this time. 1 p.m. Triple Threat Marathon. Our first time ever for this one. And NXT All In and Main Event are all going to be insane. We're going to be here for all of it. We know when we start now, apparently. And we don't know when we're going to finish this one. It's going to be awesome. Evolution Sunday. New interviews are up. Dynamite tomorrow. So much content. SmackDown's going to be on Friday. We're going to peek in a little bit of other stuff. So much going on, Nick. But that's the show. That's it. That's a lot of words.
No thigh rubbing, just some wrestling loving out here. Our shit is real. Our shit is raw. Our shit is all authentic. When you talked about wrestling, you put up with that full life with it.
See you on the flip side, folks. Come back tomorrow. Go home.